Welcome to Good Earners Reviewing the Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. Spike Glue, Rich, how y'all doing, man?
What's going on, brother? We are here. We at the classics now.
Doing well, man. Doing well. Looking forward to going through this one.
Oh yes. Well, speaking of going through this, before I want to have a little side conversational piece before we get into it. But before we do, Spike, can you give us the synopsis of the episode we're reviewing today?
Absolutely, man. This is season 3, episode 11, the classic episode of The Sopranos, Pine Barrens. In this classic episode of Sopranos, Meadow finally gets to see the real Jackie Jr. Tony also starts to see Gloria's true colors. Paulie's upset that Tony sends him on an errand that leads to an impromptu camping trip with Christopher. This is season 3, episode 11, Pine Barrens.
All right, so we're going to get into like our scene for scene breakdown. But before we get into it, first question: top 10, top 5 for y'all.
Top 5. Top 5.
And this is personal, like not the grand, like the overall Soprano, all of us fans, but like for your personal top 5. This year in your top 5.
I'm going to say something that might be a little bit controversial.
Okay.
I think this episode is so unanimous with people as far as being not necessarily top 5, but a lot of people have this as their best episode, to the point where I think it might lose a little bit of its thunder because of that notion. It's a really, really, really good episode. For me personally, here's the thing, I never once felt like it was my favorite or the best.
Okay.
Blue Comet might be my favorite. That might be my favorite episode of Sopranos.
When I think about every single episode in my first viewing of it, there was nothing like Blue Comet for me. No. And I know that's the second to last, that's the penultimate episode. But that moment, Tony laying on that bed with that gun at the end, with that music playing in the back, like I'll never forget that. I would never forget that. You know what I mean? So I think that's up there. But Pine Barrens, just for how unique it is, man. It's top 5 for me, man. And it's got so much subtle humor. Yeah. So much subtle humor.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
What about you, Spike?
You put that. I agree. It's gotten a lot of steam outside because this is one of the, well, I won't say rare. This is one of the episodes of The Sopranos you can just pick up and watch. It ain't got to be in succession of the season. It ain't got to be, like, you can just watch this out of the blue. So that's why I think it holds so much weight. It is top 10 for me. I'm not sure if it's 5 yet. By the time we get done reviewing everything, I'll know if it's top 5 for me, but I'm sure that it is top 10 for me. And I feel the same way about Blue Comet. It's Rich. That's probably the.
What you said,
Family Pictures. Oh, family. Yeah, that's my number 1.
Soprano Home Movies.
Yeah, Soprano Home Movies.
That's a good one.
I love that one.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. Me and you both, when we first met, and I mean, or at least like got in contact, we had a lot of love for that episode. So
yeah, you're right, bro.
It might hold the spot for it because it. But we'll get there. But man, just to speak on before we get on my part, it's top 10 for me. It's I think like he said, it's kind of that mainstream success where like a song is super great, but when it catches so much steam and they play it so many times, it kind of loses the luster a little bit. So I think that has affected this in a way, but it is still very much great. I think they took the formula from College season 1 and they elevated it where this is almost a movie inside of the series. I look at it like that. Like College is a one-off, like Spike put it. You can tune in, watch it, and get the gist of what's going on. Just watch that with no, really you don't have to have necessarily a connective tissue, or you can. So I think this episode does that a lot. I really do enjoy it. I think, like I said, I feel like they elevated it on the College format a little bit, but yeah, I'm interested to see what we get into. Maybe that'll change for me as well at the end of this episode.
Patreon coming soon, man. When this is all wrapped up, man, we're gonna have each one have their own individual top 10 episode list.
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah, we'll make sure we get that going. That'll be interesting to see where I rank them all, man. 86 episodes, that's a lot.
Do you
That's
think
hard to pick just 10.
Yeah, and real quick, and I promise we're moving on. Are you open to a possibility? You think that Blue Comet could possibly slide, or is it just no
Oh,
way?
yeah. It could definitely slide. Okay. Like the Family Up video, that's another one when the big event that happens in that episode. That's one of those first time watching it. You just like, whoa, like, there's a lot of those in this series throughout. And there's so many good episodes. That's the one thing about Sopranos. There's so many great episodes. That as you continue to watch it, you just could forget, oh yeah, I got to add this and I got to add that in there. Like there's like, even though we're already at season 3 wrapping it up, there's so many great episodes still in front of us. And we've already done so many great ones. It's going to be difficult. But yeah, I'm definitely open to it moving.
Okay. So then people got a reason to still check out Rich's top 10, like the not.
Oh yeah, for sure. That if somebody were to ask me on the street, no research, that's going to be my answer.
Okay.
By the time we finish it, I guarantee that's going to be top 3, top 5, but it might not be number 1.
Okay. This is the beauty.
I love the fact, and one of my favorite things about these shows, all the ones that we mentioned, it ain't got really shit to do with mob stuff.
Right.
Like, it's really just like that's how they built this world to where you just there with the people and you feel like you're damn near, you're related to them and they're your friends.
Yeah.
And these random one-off episodes are probably some of the best stuff that don't even have nothing really to do with the Sopranos.
And that's part of the reason why episodes like these are my favorites, because the Sopranos takes you into the mob world, but gives you regular. It's like Seinfeld mixed with the mob, because you don't think about, when you raised on all the gangster movies and stuff like that, you see the gangster shit. Because it's in a 2-hour format, 2.5 hours, you're getting all the action. You don't think about the fact that these are real human beings. Oh, like, this nigga got a spouse and his spouse has a birthday. What's he doing for a birthday? Oh, they really do have Thanksgivings and Christmases. Tony has people over. Niggas can get sick. Still can have a sick day and catch the flu. What happens when it happens? Stuff like this. This episode is the perfect combination of what happens when regular stuff. If we get sick, we ain't calling in. Ain't gonna be able to make it in today. Blah blah blah. Still get sick. Now you got somebody doing his pickups, and it leads to this bullshit. So it's great,
man. They freaked it, man. Like they freaked it straight up. This may be a long episode. It may not. I don't know. But here we are. we open up with Stugatz Fireboat. If I ever get a boat, it's gonna be Stugatz 3. Gloria's pulling up in all her glory. They're playing the Gloria song. She got the fur on. She got the scarf on, the hat. I don't know if she was trying to hide or I don't know what she was trying to do here, but she was definitely getting her fly on. She had the tag on the shades, bro. She pulls up, goes into the boat. Irina calls the boat, ironically enough, and she picks up, gives the phone to Tony, and Tony lies and then tells the truth. She gets mad, and they have a quick little spat, and she heads out. What did y'all think about this interaction and this whole setup? Because this is a very great seed that starts to be planted here.
It's that first little glimpse. We all men, we all been through this before. You kicking it with somebody, and then she give you that little glimpse of crazy. You like, whoa. So yeah, this was great. I love the scene. She had a point. Again, like she had very sound logic, which isn't usually the case when women are emotional in these situations. But yeah, like you said, Mo, this plants a wonderful seed that starts to go somewhere that takes us on a journey that we'll all appreciate. But yeah, I love this scene.
Yeah, Spike nailed it with that one, man. I love the whole setup of it. Just, this is the type of shit that Rick Ross be rapping about, man. Just fucking your bitch on your boat, all that type of stuff, man. Like, that's just the way Gloria pulls up.
Drop top.
Pulled up in the Benz with the fur on. Like, and that's just her.
Yeah.
That just separates Gloria from everybody else. Tony don't have to take care of her. She good. Like, we've established that. She went to Morocco on her own. Like, she is, that's what Tony finds attractive. Yeah. And obviously she rolls in, and obviously I got to mention the fact that she's out of pocket for answering that phone. Like, what you on?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that you at that point in your relationship where you answering this man's phone?
Why do you think?
And you know what he does. So like, even if it's not another woman, it could be anything else. It could have been his wife. You know what I mean? It could have been anybody. Like, what are you doing? And she, like I said, that glimpse, man, that look she gave when when Irina said it was a teacher and she's watching him on the phone and got that little grin, she knows what it is, man. Gloria is that's the gateway, man. That was Tony's sign. Get out.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they always give the warning signs, and it is like the first chink in the armor. I'm glad they slow built it with her. Like this whole affair that Tony's having, they definitely slow built it for sure. But yeah, I mean, of course, it's a dead giveaway. What teacher you know calling your boat, bro? Huh?
Right.
Oh, my emergency contact. If I'm not, here's my phone home, here's my cell, here's my boat. Come on, dog.
Or has that thick of an accent, and her name is Miss Washington.
Like, right, it's like Mr. Williams.
A couple more, yeah, it would have been some couple vowels or something if that was her accent.
Right, like
it wouldn't just be Washington, but her picking up the phone is crazy too. Y'all forgot to mention that.
That's nuts. Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Y'all said that.
But it's y'all right. She did have a point in what she was saying, but it's this weird thing where it's like she's her own worst enemy, which is a concept throughout the Sopranos, because it's like you're upset about him lying, but your whole relationship is a lie. But you're okay with certain lies. You know, it's this weird thing. Like you just lied to Melfi. You say, you know, it's she. So I'm very interested to some of our listeners that can maybe, I don't know, there's a diagnosis when we get done with the Gloria character throughout this season and series or whatnot. But I'm very interested to know, what is that condition? What is it that's internally in her? Because I never quite could put my finger on what it was. But we'll get there. But yeah,
I think everybody just looks at that. They paint their own world and they construct their own rules. I know this is something that we've spoken about throughout numerous episodes. Like what's right to one person's eyes isn't right to the next person, but depending on what world you live in, it fits. Even something as small as a line that Gloria says later in this episode, like if I wanted to be treated like shit, I'd get married. Boy. You know, which is hilarious to me as somebody who's not married, because that's how I view it. But also, I'm sure there's somebody who's married, happily married. They're like, "Oh, come on now, you're taking a shot." It depends on where you at and when you're looking at it. And you know what else I always wondered, just real quick about the scene. Mm-hmm. Irina had no problem calling Tony's crib, being bold, getting bucked. But why she lying to Gloria? Why she's telling that's Tony's teacher? I'm surprised Irina didn't just be like, "Yeah, I'm his girl, his ex girl, whatever. Just get bucked with her." It was odd to me.
Well, Irina wasn't at that stage yet. We know later in the series that changes, but if she wasn't at that stage, she know the code. If a woman picks up, you know immediately, code red. Like, so I think that's already understood.
But you calling it crib. If you know not to,
right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You called my crib before. So like, it's odd that you got enough balls to call the crib where Carmela can answer, but you can't say nothing to this woman that you don't even know who it is, and lie and saying you AJ's teacher. It was just always interesting.
I think at that point she still cared. Like she still was trying to be in Tony good graces. Mm-hmm. But I think that a later phone call, she was at the end of the road. Like, fuck
whatever.
Like, per the internet,
that's
Dr.
bad.
Melfi. It says Dr. Melfi said it was a bipolar disorder. Gloria is very high when she's with Tony, but she gets into dark moods when she talks about murder and suicide. Also, per Reddit, it says, as a therapist, I diagnose and treat people with borderline personality disorders and regularly, and Gloria's behaviors align with this disorder. Wow. So borderline personality disorder.
Which kind of ties to the very last line of this episode that Melfi says, what do these women have in common? So, that's perfect. Thank you for pulling that up, Spike. And also, just as a sidebar, I mean, Gloria, don't come in here looking like that. Take that off your hair. You're looking too good. Like, don't do that. What you doing? Then you got the attitude. Now we got to make up. Yeah. I'll see you later. Don't come in here like that. Now I got a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Was Gloria wrong?
No, she wasn't wrong. I'm just saying, like,
okay. No, I was just curious. I wanted to get your opinion.
I mean, I think she just misunderstood, or I guess in her own way, she just had a different idea of. She wasn't clear on what she wanted it to be. She said she didn't expect nothing, but I think she had her own code that she never established with Tony, which is why I think her sentiment is different later in the episode. She didn't establish that with Tony. She just kind of went with her own drum. It's like I said earlier, when you meet somebody new, they tick you off, but then they don't know they ticked you off because you ain't established that with them. So, but yeah, we get We get Paulie.
Tony was looking at her like, "What the fuck is you doing on my phone?" When he walked in.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like, who was on the other end of this?
Right. I didn't get to mention. I forgot.
What the hell is happening?
She got honesty quicker with Tony than Carmella gets. Like, she don't even realize that. That's like an underlining thing too. Like, how quickly I'm sorry, okay, that was an ex-girlfriend. Like, flat out, he gave her the truth, where Carmella has to pull nail and teeth to really get truth out of Tony. That's how much he really cares about Gloria. I meant to say that. That was like a little sidebar. Like,
I don't know if that's the thing that cares about. You know how we say as men, you probably protect the ladies that you love more by lying to them. Not saying that it's right, but Tony got a whole life to protect with Carmella. That's why he lying to her. He really, like, he enjoy Gloria, but if she gone tomorrow, he'd probably be sad for a couple of days. Nigga, I keep it real like this with Carmella. My house, kids, everything we've been building. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I could go with that too. I like that. That's a good flip. You're right. I can see that. You know, man, we got a lot of that scene. Paulie, he's getting a manicure. I mean, he is enjoying his day off, bro. Like, he getting I forgot what specific touch up he's getting, but he's definitely getting
satin.
He's getting the satin finish.
Yeah, getting the buffs on.
And he was innovative. He definitely put it on for like, I feel like the guy like looking at this like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, like, for dudes that was into it or whatever. But Paulie's enjoying this post-Christmas break. He's living a good old fabulous mob life. He gets a call from Tony, and Tony basically says, hey, look, you got to go. I need you to do the pickup for Seal. You know, he got the flu and everything. And, you know, Paulie, we're going to see some development this episode with Paulie that is, I mean, obviously very intentional, but you start to see the seeds really planted with what his issue is and where things go later in the series. But Paulie's basically not here for it. Seal writes the address. Tony says it, then tears the paper away. I thought it was really interesting how Paulie don't write nothing down. He says that, and how quickly he remembered. He told him the address, and he remembered like that. You know, versus Seal, we know a later scene, Seal writes stuff down. So it's a very interesting thing. But what did y'all get from this little setup right here, or was there anything to get?
No, I was just gonna say, for one, this is fly as anybody was in the episode. Tony with that black suit on, feet kicked up, man. That's a fly outfit. The gold with the gold rolling.
Gold rolling.
Yeah, Tony was in full boss mode with this one. But no, nothing. Just, I think you kind of nailed it, Mo. Just my off day, or even if it's not an off day, it's a light day. I don't got anything really planned. I got my weekend playing with mom tomorrow. Take her on some things. He says it later in the episode, but we get that I'm above this. Like, what do you mean I got to pick up Seal's drops? Like, I'm a captain. Again, I got my own shit. I got people to do stuff for me. Why am I doing something for Seal? But it makes sense. You know, I need a captain to pick up another captain shit. But yeah, he wasn't happy with it. Like, why are you always calling me for the bullshit?
There's one of Rich famous quotes, like, I ain't even supposed to be here. I was
right.
What the fuck am I doing even? I feel Paulie on this, bro.
Yeah.
Like why you didn't call Chris or any you could have called Bobby. I don't give a fuck who you call, but why are you calling me? I'm the OG, like, right up under Seal, and even as far as tenure, he was with Tony Dan them. So I get the agitation from Paulie on this. Like, bro, like, what we doing? Going to pick up no shit from no Russia?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nigga said, I didn't hear you, Tone. Like, I don't know what the
I'm gonna start using that.
I don't think I hear you. You want to run that by me one more time? Like,
straight up,
bro. Oh, that's good. I don't think I'm hearing you, though. Like, I mean, because, like, bro, call Patsy, dog. Like, Patsy. I mean, I would definitely call her Ralph ever, but call Patsy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Patsy's with you now. He's definitely on your side. Man, call Patsy to do the run, bro. Let him earn a little credit with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah,
the situation could have been any worse. Ralph would have, like, if Ralph would have been there, probably, that's the only way this could have gotten worse. If Ralph
if Ralph did this. Oh, Ralph in the snow, he would have been hilarious too. I ain't gonna lie, he would have. Yeah,
Ralph and shot Paulie.
Ralph and Paulie in the snow.
Ralph would have shot Paulie.
Oh my gosh,
he probably would have shot Ralph. One of the two. Somebody would have got shot between them two.
You talk about elevate. Yeah, if you talk about elevating,
that's a fact.
Oh man, that's the only notch I feel like you could have went even crazier. Like Paulie and Ralphie in the snow. we go to Sopranos therapy scene, and things seem to be working out. They're finally communicating, and Tony keeps using this line, it's the therapy. And things looking good. They both look fly. Carmela got her fly on too, got her red pin suit on, skirt suit. Things are working good. I think the only concern was just about Jackie, and it's a weird tune that Carmela's playing here. I don't think that she's a Noah fan either. She's just with a quiet racist, but she seems like it's your fault, like, so to speak. Do y'all gather anything differently from this scene with that part of it, or because it kind of seemed like that's what she was alluding to without, saying
it? You saying, was she alluding to liking or not liking Noah, or that
kind of like alluding to like Noah was a better choice than Jackie Jr.?
Oh, yeah, she did, because she said you ran him off. So yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
I ain't really take much from it.
Yeah, then he said he actually broke it off with her. Yeah, can you believe that? Like is it possible for a nigga to break up with your daughter? Because that's crazy. That's funny though. But I get it. It's a father. That's what you're supposed to feel. But like, that's funny. Anything else you want to add to it, Rich?
Nah, it was pretty much, it's a simple scene.
Okay.
Good to see them in therapy together, still making that go.
Yeah, they're communicating versus that other session where we found out they wasn't, really communicating like that. But
yeah, they ain't arguing as much because Tony happy.
Yeah, he happy. Right? everybody eat B. Like,
yeah, he happy with his real. He happy with his real love.
Real love. Looking forward.
Tony wild, man.
He is, man. He is, but he's not that far off from a lot of. Anyways, Jackie and Meadow, they're playing. Was it Scrabble? She puts a word down, oblique. He said, "Hey, no Spanish, oblique." Then she says, "Aren't you like, bro?
Hold on, man. You can't just skip past that, man.
Go ahead. What was it? This guy?
Nothing, man. The fact that he said that out loud, I know Meadow had to be thinking like, you got to be fucking kidding me, man.
I mean, bro, huh?
No Spanish.
No Spanish. Oblique.
Hey, you know we always got to cross-reference. I have my list of like my least favorite characters in TV. Jackie is climbing up that motherfucker.
Oh, he is?
Watch this. Oh, absolutely. He right up there with like McNulty and Joffrey. Like, he one of those.
Okay, you got to stop putting them in they're not even in the same category.
Who?
Joffrey and McNulty. McNulty is
here's a shocker for you. McNulty is above Joffrey for me. Like, McNulty, the number one.
Is he above Walter White for you? Because you had him up there.
That's a good question. Walter a piece of shit too, but Walter like fourth on that list. Jackie above Walter.
I guess I need the grading scale because they all like serve different hate parts to me. That's why I guess like Joffrey is just like god awful versus McNulty. You just like an annoying, like you nosy, you're annoying, you do too much.
Was a piece of this man faked a serial killer to catch a drug dealer, bro. Like, McNulty is a piece of dirt. It's garbage.
A serial killer, that is crazy.
Garbage, man.
They made up a whole serial killer. That shit wild when you think about it.
Catch one man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I tell you what.
We'll have to visit that on Patreon.
We definitely Patreon it to throw something in there to get y'all more interested with it. One of the people, he wasn't on long, but on Dexter, the Trinity Killer. Oh, man. He is up there for me.
I only seen one season of Dexter. I may have to watch this.
Man, that guy. If you ever get to that point, it was a heartbreaking. What happened? Oh man, it broke my heart for real. And people know what I'm talking about. Who've seen the whole series Dexter? They know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I still ain't recovered. But anyways,
I'm trying to think, man. You know who I just thought of? We'll move on. Scott Pennington.
Scott,
the reporter, season 5 of The Wire, man. That's one character I could not stand. Like, that's one of those dudes you want to see on the street, man. And just
you're like, all right.
He won the Pulitzer Prize.
He won the Pulitzer. That's how they always do, man. That's how it always works. Yeah. That's how it always works.
Yeah, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, we giving y'all a great promo for the Good Earners Patreon right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's what I'm confused at. Please, y'all clear this up for me. She's still saying, aren't you like a college kid? Or she said something along those lines. You're still in college or something. He's like, yeah, but I'm not an English major. Like, does she still believe he's in college? Like, how are we? I guess I'm confused that this thing keep going back and forth. She write the paper for him, but he's like, I'm flunking out. I'm thinking about going to school.
To her. He just lied to her.
Okay.
He just telling her he in classes so she won't think he a total loser. But he kept it real with Tony and Tony was not in. Yeah, I don't think he ain't.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I know this nigga not in college. What oblique ass.
Hey, all his shit is like 3-letter words. He put ass and talk about as how about giving me some. She sitting here sick. She's sniffling this shit. This nigga trying to get some yams.
Bro, this is the most savage trying to get some I've ever seen on this show, bro. I mean,
I'm sick. He's like, I know, I'm only kidding. Unless you want to, unless you want to, yeah.
You want to do some X?
As soon as he figured out it wasn't going down, he was out of there.
Bro,
he's like, oh man, fuck this little game and shit, bro.
Yeah, I gotta let you get some. I gotta let you get some sleep.
Yeah. I mean,
he looked at us. Hey, he did the clock. He did the watch look. Like, oh yeah, I'm out.
Are you tired? Oh yeah, you gave me out. Yep, I'm tired. I'm out of there. Asking somebody, do you want to do some X while they're sick is crazy. What's even crazier than like you want to do some X while you're sick is like Meadow didn't necessarily turn it down. She just said, I've already taken NyQuil. So that's even more nuts. It's like I kind of maybe would, I don't know. It was just that whole interaction was funny, but yeah, Jackie Jr. I mean, he's a young man trying to sow his oats. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of a part of it, but at least she's a little smarter this time than she was with Noah. Like she's picking up the signs, and he's like not smart enough to really hide it or whatnot.
Remind me later on when they pop back up. I have a comparison I want to make.
Okay.
That other so remind me later on.
Okay. Yeah. And here's where we really begin to get into the action. Paulie and Chris, they go to Valerie's, Slava's brother, to go do the pickup. Paulie immediately starts to get his race bag, like racist bag to the highest. He old school racist too. Like he old man. He's old man racist, talking about this the KGB when he's knocking on the door. He says like, we hope we didn't wake you, Chris says, and he says like, and the other 30 people that live here. I didn't know that's a Russian thing. I thought that was like a Hispanic thing, bro. I was like,
I think that's like an all immigrant thing, man. That's the immigrant thing, man. You ain't even from here. He told that man, you probably used to wipe your hand you wipe your ass barehanded before you moved to this country.
Bro.
Come on, Paulie.
Hey, bro. He was mad at himself for having like basic necessities.
Yes.
TV, VCR, DVD.
Like, you know what? Like, bro, can I be great? Like, you know what the reality is too? I think his place is probably nicer than Paulie's, bro. I think that's a hot take. I think we'll see Paulie's apartment later,
probably
but probably more modern. You said?
Yeah. Paulie got good taste, I think, though.
He got good taste, but I don't know.
Old school taste, though. It's like your grandma's house.
And it's like
furniture and shit.
And I guess maybe him looking at him like you're an immigrant, you're a second class citizen.
Come up with this shit?
Like how you come up, how you almost equal to me. How the fact that you got the same stuff that I got. Who are you? Matter of fact, you one up me because you got a universal remote. Like, you know what I mean?
Go back to standing outside the door though. Chris he gets some heat too. My man said he thought the Cuban Missile Crisis was fake. He said he thought it was
I thought it was bullshit. Like
that was real.
Chris is like hilarious, man. Like
that's that Jackie Jr. shit right there.
That is definitely that Jackie Jr. But they end up getting the money. You know, Valerie's drinking early in the morning, and they like it's a little early for all that. And Paulie's just going off, and then Chris is like, Paulie, like, bro, chill out. Like, you know what I mean? You're doing a little too much. He gets the money. He says, hey, it's on the envelope. I mean, it's on the counter over there. And what ticks Paulie off at me is when he told him, hey, yo, can you put the remote back where it was though? And Paulie,
which wasn't a wild request.
Wasn't a wild request. It's like the fact is like, who are you talking to me like that? And immediately Paulie grabs the bottle and slams it over this dude's head. What I really like though is how quickly, and some of us can relate, some can't, but like how quickly Chris snaps into, okay, I got to get involved. I think it's a lot more challenging than people think it is. Like to just jump in immediately, because you got to tap into a space so fast, like where you got to take emotions. Because I'm like, Chris, I'm not even mad at this dude. I don't even care. Like now, Chris
has
has
world though. Like you always got to be ready.
You always got to be ready
I think
for
us
sure.
as normal working men, like
okay,
you ain't in that mode. Like you're right, it is a switch that you flip. But I think when you outside every day like they are, like it's go time. Like I'm strapped, like it thing, nigga, whatever can happen.
Yeah, Chris was my favorite part of the scene because I love looking at this whole thing from his perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and so what you were just saying, Mo, they always ready to ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when Chris asked him, you know, you got Syl's money, he said, fucking Silvio. And he probably like, hey, watch it, comrade. And even how they police themselves and keep each other in track. Paulie drops the remote, and Chris like, come on, man. Like even though they are gangster and on the same team, like, listen, we ain't here for all that.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
We here to get this bread and get out. Like, come on. Paulie's talking about something. There better not be any rubles in there. Probably would a full
he was riding this like, oh, I mean,
you tell he was pissed. He was there, bro.
But you know what's even crazier is like. It's like I think Paulie really literally in the midst of realizing, like, you know, when keeping it real goes wrong, like when Chris was on him and he's kind of choking him out, Paulie kind of has like kind of not moving with the beat fast enough. He's like, Paulie, like, bruh, help me. Like, he had to snap
where the fuck you at, Paulie?
Yeah, like, bro, help me. Like, this is your problem. Now we here now. Like, because you thought you gonna hit this nigga and it was gonna be over with. But now it's like we're in it now, bro. Come on, like snap out of it. Let's go. And so, I mean, we get the fake choke out. You know, we find out it wasn't a real choke out, but this thing is being handled terribly. And I hope that y'all can explain something to me throughout this, because there's so many moments I'm like, why is this happening? Why would you? But yeah, so
I think the root cause of it is like what we discussed when Paulie got the call. I do not want to be here. And I look down on this person because he's Russian. So I'm gonna make it worth my while. For even being here. You fucking up my day. And we see how things can escalate from, oh, you just got a shitty attitude in their world to, God damn, now I got to kill somebody. So that's my pull from it.
Yeah, I can see that coming in with an attitude. Like when you something happened before you got to work and now you got that attitude coming right into it. Like, don't nobody say nothing to me. Don't look at me. Don't, you know, Paula came in with that kind of like, you say anything, do anything. I'm going off because I won't be here.
And I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to antagonize and tease you, and you better not respond.
Yeah, because I can't take it out on the boss. You know what I mean?
I think everybody's been in that situation. Obviously not this grand, but one of your boys, one of your partners, they just done out of nowhere just got you in some bullshit. You have no choice but to be involved with their bullshit too. They can be getting caught up in the lie, like, hey, I told my girl I was with you yesterday, whatever it is.
Bro.
Now I'm in it too. And then by the time it's all said and done, you look like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What are you on?
Yeah.
Don't do this shit no more. And that's how Chris is looking at it, man.
Those are big facts, bro. You were hitting it right on the nose. Like that's one of the things that help, you know, start to really build this chemistry and rapport that I enjoy between them two in the episode with that part of it. Cause it's like immediately we got to get to it. You know what I mean?
And this is a big problem. This is a problem. Like this is a problem. That's the biggest thing too. Like our whole day has changed because we got to get rid of this right now. Like one of those pressing, whatever you had, it's over. Like whatever you had planned, it's done.
Yeah, cancel Christmas, bro. Like, cause it went from a pickup to a problem. Crazy.
And all I had to do was a pickup.
Our problem. It ain't even our problem. It's mostly now it's Tony's problem.
Yeah.
Because like Tony was explaining later, like, well, I got to go see these dudes, bro. Like, what the fuck y'all got going on? I just dropped $250 off in the last episode to these dudes.
Yeah.
So like this is problem.
Fucking up the money.
Come on.
Yep.
We get Tony and Gloria. Gloria gives him a card that says, I'm feeling sheepish. And she apologizes, and looks like she was already ready to go on her lunch break. And she's, you know, kind of playing a different tune, apologizing, and, you know.
That's the bipolar shit.
Oh, it definitely was. Like, see, it's hard because it's like when a person's like that and they're like that attractive, it's very hard to, I feel like, distinguish something like that from an everyday person that may not be necessarily aware of like mental health or like conditions of like different personality types, because that's an easy miss. Like, okay, I must have really offended her. Let me chill out. Did she apologize? All right, we good. Like, you know, you ain't thinking about, whoa, you were really wilding. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what did y'all think about? Everything? A lot of stuff goes kind of quickly here before it extends. But what did y'all think about this little scene right here? She gives him a poncho. Is that what that was?
It's a robe.
Moroccan robe or something, man. Tony funny as hell. We'll talk about this robe later on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Okay.
Somebody else seen it.
They kind of bounce back and forth. They show Paulie and Chris, they're getting ready to get some gas. And then they pan back to Tony and Gloria. She is doing some things. And great acting. Again, he gets a phone call, and this is where it starts. And Paulie says, hey, he's with the luggage.
You were just supposed to pick up the money.
You're supposed to pick up the money, Paulie. All right. He said it got a little physical. Paulie's really trying to save face. He's like, bro, like, do you imagine? I can't even go there yet. I will let it brew. I'm just like being Tony, like how, okay, I just wait. So he's like, look, we basically gonna take care of it. He's like, all right. But he goes to the bathroom to talk to him. He's flushing the toilet, and immediately Gloria's like, bro, that's a waste of water. Like, you're not like hiding anything. I know what's going on. It's work-related problems. And she pretty much gets ready to go. And that's pretty much the part of that scene. Anything y'all gather from the whole Gloria Tony interaction? Because they definitely did a lot of bleeding between scenes here.
I don't think we're supposed to take anything from that, but they made up. Or just how her personality goes up and down. I think the pertinent information in this scene is the one Tony said, like, bro, you just like, what do you mean he's with the luggage, bro? Like, all you had to do was pull up. The money was there. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Oh man. Like,
I love
Tony's phone. Tony's phone calls are some of my favorite parts of this episode because he's just he's so confused on how this could even pop. You went over to pick up 5 G's. Yeah. How do you have this man with the luggage? Like, what happened? And you know what? I don't even want to know what happened. You can't even tell me what happened. Just take care of it.
And Chris's face. Chris looking at him like, he full of shit.
Oh, that was
like,
incredible expression acting.
This nigga crazy.
Yeah,
that's what. Like, if those were black people, that would have been the thought that Chris, this nigga's crazy. He wilding right now.
Right? Yeah, straight up. You like, bro, look what he done got me in, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like,
and I ain't had nothing to eat.
Hell yeah! And
speaking of that, I ain't had nothing to eat.
And let's get there. Let's go right there because they're at the gas station and they're trying to come up with a plan. All right, where do we dump them? And they're like, well, we can't dump them in the water. It's too light outside. And it's like, okay, what about Pine Barrens? It's like, well, that's South Jersey, and they treat it like it's like some distant land or whatever to go to or whatnot. So it's I don't know if there's like some like internal humor people from the East Coast that maybe listeners could enlighten me on, but it's just funny how they look at South Jersey as like almost a whole different like place or whatever, like a borough.
I think it was more so just because I'm trying to think, man. So Mo, you from Indy?
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody saying, "Yeah, I just, we got to drive to Gary to get rid of this little issue." On a random ass, like, bro, I ain't have no plan. I'm supposed to be chilling. Like, I don't got time to drive 2.5 hours to Gary. Like, that wasn't in the plan today.
Yeah.
But because of Paul and his bullshit, and Chris hears him telling Tony we had no choice. Motherfucker, you smashed a bottle on his head because you felt like you was being disrespected by him asking you to put his universal remote back. There's some shit that you picked up that you know good and damn well if this was your crib and he went through your shit, picking your shit up, you have an issue.
Facts.
Put his shit down and let's get the fuck up out of here. Now we got to go to Pine Barren. Now we got to go to South Jersey. It's the same thing. Like, in all due respect to Gary, man. Going to see Freddie Gibbs next week. You know what I'm saying? But hey, ain't shit in Gary, man.
I don't even know why you doing
that.
Oh,
man.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
You ain't R&B rich no more. You lost your title. You're not R&B rich. You rap rich now. You back with the rappers. You can't come over here with the champagne and roses, bro. You back over there with
the rappers. Oh shit, man, you funny, bro.
On top of all of that, too, this nigga talking about digging a hole. And Chris making the most sense out of all of this.
Oh,
Nigga,
man.
Chris is like, wait, bro, first of all, let's go get some breakfast.
Mhm.
Why are we going to South Jersey? It's snow all over the ground. Nigga, who's digging a hole? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, nah,
Paulie was on one.
Yeah, he was. I mean, and it's now I will shoot some bail for Paulie. When we find out that Valerie is not actually dead, going to breakfast would have been a terrible idea. Because if just you get a person you thought was dead end up getting out of a trunk at a public breakfast place, dog, you know what I mean? Like low key, it's like if he was gone, sure, let's go eat breakfast. But they don't. I mean, they don't know that at this point. But like, that's crazy. Like if you would have went to a Denny's and he just got out and you just seen him getting out of like a rug and like, man, that's been crazy. So, but I like how Paulie tries to like. To him, this is just another day in the office, like where he's embracing. All right, this is what we're doing. He says, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop off. We'll throw him out at Pine Barrens. We're gonna get us a room, freshen up, play a little blackjack, and maybe we can get some steaks from Morton's. Like, he try to make it like, all right, this should turn to a little hangout. I might as well embrace it. We better have a good day. Like, it's all right. It's the funniest thing that, like, that's what makes the episode so good because it's like you don't see this coming, like, at all. You think, like, it's another day in the mob and you have no idea how bad it's about to get. But, yeah, and Paulie, somebody, a civilian comes by and say, hey, how you doing? And he always has that look on his face. Like, he just never works well with civilians. Then we get a Tony and Melfi scene. Tony comes out and tells Melfi he's seeing Gloria and how she makes him happy. He's a better husband and a better father for her. What did y'all think about this whole interaction? Came straight forward with everything.
I think last week there was a conversation about, I can't remember what Melfi and Tony were talking about, but Lee Spike pointed out how comfortable. It just showed the level of comfort that Tony was with her at that time. And now it's to this as well. Like, it's Tony, even though it's not for the correct reasons, he is using the therapy. He's learned that if there is something on my mind, it's best to get it off here. Like, get it out. Like, let me actually talk to somebody about it. Gloria is the homie right now to him. I don't think he really looks at her as a therapist. He knows that's the role she plays, but it's also this level of, all right, I can finally say anything that's going on throughout my day. Like, I surveyed the scene. Tony's, the reason he is who he is because he pays attention to everything. Mm-hmm. I peeped the scene. I knew this was going on. I didn't tell you. Now it's at the point like, all right, then cool. Here's what's going. Here's the situation because now she's switching up on me. Mm-hmm. Gloria is acting a little bit different, and I don't know why, but I do know that I fuck with her. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the beginning of unraveling those feelings. And we talked about this in season 1 with his mom. It's the same thing with Tony. And this is Melfi just trying to get him to see that as well.
Good point. Great point. Yeah, comfortability. He's just comfortable. And he needs Melfi is the person that he bounces these ideas off of. How much of a piece of shit am I? Like how bad is it? And I think he kind of gauges her reactions, even pokes at her a little bit to kind of see how mad it would make her that this is happening. So as we've always talked about how Tony is using this therapy, because he is using it. It may not be correctly, but he always uses it to gauge, kind of what maybe a civilian would think, somebody who wasn't him.
Yeah, it's funny too. I agree with both of y'all. It's funny too, because this concept is actually the concept that Carmela has low-key been looking for in season 1. Initially, where she was like, I have been okay with him having a Gumar because it kind of helps out for what we got going on. And now this is like kind of the concept coming to life where now you're getting a better Tony because of the Gumar that he has, even though we know it's more than, it's an affair, but like, this is the concept. Essentially she was talking about season 1 with Father Phil, like kind of relinquishing some of her duties so that he's more tolerable for, her and the kids. So it's a very funny thing, like a tie back to that, that thinking that has been working. Now, I don't think she knows he's out here still, but, because he had made that promise at one point that he was going to be, committed and everything. But I think it's also funny. He's like, regardless of the therapy and the Prozac, he said, this is working better than your therapy BS. Like that. I mean, Melfi's a tough cookie because he's just talking greasy right there. Like, bro, this is not bull. Like, don't do me like that. But You know, I appreciate him coming forward with her, and I know she probably do too. He's like, finally, because she's definitely seemed like she's been holding it in. A line that really sticks, and I'm gonna kind of keep using it, like the line, there have been glances from Big P. The line that sticks. Does she seem happy to you? So that is like an overarching thing I want to kind of put the lenses on for us looking at all of her behavior moving forward. Does she seem happy to you?
Very tricky. This is very tricky territory for Melfi to be navigating as well. With her being a patient and not being able to say too much about much, that's very tricky.
It is. It's a great point. It's a really great point. Paulie and Chris, they head to Pine Barrens.
I was looking at a map to try to get to the context of where it was.
Yeah, there's a website that has all of the Sopranos locations too. It's really good. I use it all the time. Well, were you able to find it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So they open the trunk and Valerie is still alive. This man is the Terminator. Where's the music? And this man, he didn't bit through tape and bit through the carpet kind of to get out. Mistake number 2. Paulie has the gun pulled on Valerie with the trunk open. You should have popped him right there.
He didn't do it because he wanted them to dig that hole. But you're absolutely right, Mo. You are absolutely right.
All right.
That's exactly what should have happened.
And you know what? Paulie probably on the sidebar, he's such a neat freak. He probably didn't want that blood in his car. Like, if he blow his head off, then, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's probably something there. They ain't necessarily saying that, but that might be a reach. But I think that, like, that's the whole, like, I don't want no dead, like, wrap him up, put him in here, But that was like just a terrible play. You should have popped him the minute you seen his head come out of that carpet. They began walking with Valerie, still being racist. The plan is to have Valerie dig his own hole. Valerie ain't tripping about nothing. He from Russia. He's like, man, this code ain't nothing to me, bro. And they give him the shovel. Mistake number 3. You gave him a weapon. He starts digging, hits Chris, pushes Paulie, gets out of there. Paulie chases him, pops him. We don't see Valerie again after that. What do y'all get from this whole interaction? How should this have played?
I think you broke it down, man. Like
okay.
The shovel was the main. Everything I look at every time I watch this scene, I get upset because I always want to yell to the screen, like, take a step back.
Man.
First and foremost, take a step back. Because as soon as I think the thing that pisses me off the most is once he swings that shovel at Chris, there should be no hesitation. That gun should be getting empty.
Yeah.
You should be shooting. You shouldn't be trying to dive at him, charge at him. Nah. Like, I'm shooting you. Like this, because there's no way you can escape. You can't leave. Like, not at all. So that's always what pisses me off. But that was the biggest thing. So even whether he shot him in the trunk, whether he shot him when they got there, no matter where they shot him, they should have shot him directly, point blank.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the director of this. Well, I think, what is it, Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, Steve Buscemi directed.
Steve Buscemi directed this episode?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah, but one of the writers, what's his name?
The one who inspired the episode, or whose idea was?
Yeah, that, like,
you know how this episode came. Like, it was one of the directors for the show, Timothy Van Patten.
Okay.
He had a dream.
Mm-hmm.
He had a dream about Paulie and Christopher being lost in the Pine Barrens, and that was kind of the premise of it.
Mm-hmm.
That whole dream is stemmed from like some childhood memories he had. His father used to tell him there used to be a creature that lived in the Pine Barrens, and then he co-wrote it with Terrence Winter, and they both won awards for it. Got an Emmy nomination and all that kind of stuff. But and that ties into the whole mythical figure, Hansel and Gretel fairy tale type of theme that this episode people talk about with it.
Dope.
They actually had a concept that they almost went with, like Valerie popping back up again later in the series. Did you ever hear that story?
Yeah. They actually had a scene that they were supposed to shoot. I think Michael Imperioli was talking about it. There was a scene written later for a later episode where Paulie and Christopher were going to see him on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But they never filmed it. They just kind of left it open. That's one of the biggest things. What happened to the Russian? What happened to the Russian? That's one of the biggest things they get asked about with the show.
And I think they almost got it was almost greenlit until they said that the fans are gonna love it, and then that's when David Chase was like, "Cut it." The fans are gonna love it. No, we'll take it out. You know what I mean? Also, this scene, there's a scene where there's a panning up camera view. I'm led to believe that the Russian is in the tree, bro. Yeah, did y'all gather?
I've heard that before, but they debunked it.
Okay, who debunked it specifically?
David Chase. David Chase said that he's quoted as saying that that's not the case. So I'm gonna try to find a quote while you talk.
You're probably right, because I think people have said that, but what makes it hard to not? When did he debunk it? I guess that's probably the more important part, because like, what happened with Many Saints make me question. Like,
okay, so it was Steve Buscemi and David Chase both revealed in an interview. I don't know where the interview was or when it came out, but they both revealed in an interview that they didn't even realize that point of view until after the show was airing. That was never in their. Okay. That was never planned when they was filming. It just kind of happened like that. It was coincidence.
Okay.
But they pretty much one of those like we wish we were that good.
Yeah.
But we didn't have this in mind. It just kind of worked out like that.
Mm. Okay.
Because it sure makes you think that was the case. How they pan the camera up and how he's looking up, and then you get the information later that he's some Green Beret or whatever the fuck they said he was. You would think that I thought that he climbed in the tree, got down, and then took the car.
Yeah.
Because they never said what happened to the car either.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe some kids took it.
And then even when they shot him and he was running, they have the camera angle kind of looking from the trees.
Yeah.
As if he were up there looking at them.
Yeah, like because the footsteps stopped, the blood splatter stopped. It all kind of leads you
up and it looks down at them.
Yeah.
I ain't doubting you, Rich. I think David Chase and Steve Buscemi full of shit though.
That's all like
it seems like they
like,
meant to do that. Like, bro, like y'all can't tell me that was an accident.
Well,
I think, and you
go ahead.
I was just about to say real quick, you could be very right, because when you read about this episode and all of the mystery left, they kind of enjoy the ambiguity of it. They enjoy people not knowing and leaving it open-ended and, letting it be whatever you want to. So you could absolutely be right. That might just be them fucking with people.
Mm-hmm. That would be good
too. He
get
a headshot though, right? Paulie got his ass.
No, he got him
right
though.
He definitely got him.
He got him, but it might have not been like right to the back. It might have been like on the side where it's enough to like graze and blood come out of it, but it wasn't like through the brain. Or did he
want to talk about I guess the theories?
Oh yeah, I love that. Come on, this is a perfect spot. Go for it.
All right. So David Chase said, Chase said in an interview in 2008 with the Actors Guild, all right? He said, this is what happened. He said some Boy Scouts found the Russian. They had the telephone number from his boss. He had his number in his pocket. So they called Slava, and they took him to a hospital. He had brain surgery. Traumatic brain surgery. He had to be sent back to Russia. He couldn't remember what happened or how he got there. And Sam Roberts, Chase did another interview with Sam Roberts, and he said that as well. He said he never went up the tree. He collapsed and was found by some Boy Scouts. Same thing. So Chase is kind of stuck with that same story about him being sent back to Russia. That's coming from him. Once again, I think it's more bullshit. Just add more to the legend. No different than the infamous ending of this entire series, which we'll talk about months and months down the line.
Yeah. I like the idea. I tell you what, I do like the idea that he can't remember. Like, I would probably say, like, Spike, I don't know about the people finding him because I think that he was running off adrenaline before it all kind of kicked in. He did end up, because he knew how to get back to the car. And he ended up getting the car, heading to the hospital or something. Then as soon as he got there, passed out, didn't remember nothing. And then, kind of the rest like, huh?
I was going to say, the car missing is the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, I could take him being like, but that car not being there, I just can't see. I know Bobby said maybe some kids took it. I can't see it.
No.
It's deserted out here. It's in the middle of the fucking winter. Like you said, that's the only reason we out here is nobody's going to be out here. So
I think another information tidbit too was like originally they were planning to shoot this where it wasn't going to be snow.
Right.
So the snow kind of just came along, which is like, bro, that snow is a character. Like, you need that now, like with Pine Barrens. Like, the snow is you watch this and almost start to get cold watching it because it's like they look so freaking cold, bro. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, this is it's a great myth. I am probably going to try to chop up some kind of edit. I'm going to turn it to like a horror film trailer or something with Valerie or something. I'm gonna figure out how to do it. But we go to the next scene at the Sopranos house. AJ's watching TV. Carmela comes down with this fly, black, coat and hat. It almost kind of have a Russian flavor to it in a way to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But Tony's in the kitchen. He's chilling. He's getting ready to get a phone call. And Carmela leaves the house. I think, is this where it was breaking up? They kind of just kept jumping back and forth. So it was hard. And when they do that a lot, it's hard for me to take notes kind of. But yeah, Paulie calls Tony and he's trying to figure out what's going on. And I can only imagine this is getting worse. Did you wrap the package? Not yet. And we had a little problem. So now you got another problem. What should Tony be feeling at this point?
Frustration, as he is. Like, I can't believe, again, we're going to say this throughout the episode, bro. I sent you to pick up $5,000 and now you're in the middle of the fucking woods telling me that a nigga that you thought was dead ain't dead no more. And I got a meeting with his best friend in an hour. Not to mention, I just dropped off to $250,000 to him that he may run off with now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, frustration is 100% way.
There's a shot. There's a shot when Paulie says we got a problem. He's kind of looking in AJ's direction, and that look on his face like, what problem? Like, he can't believe, as I said earlier, what he's hearing. How the hell did this turn into this? like the spike point, for real. Like, you just told me. How do you get confused if somebody off or not?
Yeah.
Like, how was that up for interpretation? Either he is or he ain't. You just told me he with the luggage, and now he ran off on you. First of all, how two of y'all with straps let this dude run off?
Drunk.
Yeah, like what's going on? What are y'all doing out there? Like, for real? Like, what the fuck is good?
And I ain't been able to get in touch with you either, because you up there in the woods and shit. I've been calling you. It looked like Tony been hitting him up because he asked him where the fuck you been. It's a lot, bro.
Yeah, man. I could be walking into a buzzsaw. Yeah, Tony. Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm chilling. I got to see my Gumar today. I'm at the crib. This is supposed to be a chill day. We just had Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, I'm chilling, bro. This is still our off season. Like, we doing simple pickups, bro. Like, you stressing me out, dog. That feeling, I hate when somebody stresses you out on the other side of the phone. Like, I can't even begin to go into it. But man, it's like you carry on all that weight and then you got to get off and process it all. It's like, man, bro. So, but yeah, but it is funny how AJ looks back. He's like, did the package survive? Like, so yeah, it's just funny little. But this is where we start to see, if you look at Paulie's face when he's walking, you start to see his frustration, where now his real issue with Tony's starting to kind of come out. There's real frustrations, but the issue we talked about earlier, this is where we're going to start to see, oh, this is how you really feel. Okay. So, but they're walking. Chris says, like, man, look, I ain't dressed for this. And like, I respect the fact that even though they're making a lot of mistakes, we still got a job to do. You know what I mean? We can't leave till we know he's gone. Like, it's just not an option. Like, I can appreciate that Chris busted up and everything, bro. Like, crazy. But yeah, so we get.
It's some bullshit, man.
I mean,
that's all I'd be saying if I was crazy. This is some bullshit. I'm out here concussed.
With a shovel.
Yeah, I'm bleeding, man. I can't even smoke.
Jacket on.
All right, I can't even get my smoke off though.
Like, yeah, can't even get my smoke on.
You get a little cig break, you might be like, all right, bro, all right, let's figure out some things. Like,
yeah, if I had a joint with me, all right, man, give me a little time to reset. Maybe let me think this thing out, man. Damn.
I can't even light my shit, nigga.
Bro, and so now he's looking. So it's crazy because Paulie, he was in the, we know he was in the army. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was discharged, but. So Chris is trusting him to get directions to figure out how to get back to the car. And Chris says they've been in circles, and he tells him, don't get cunty. Like, bruh, who are you talking to? Telling me this, and we were supposed to pick up, man. Oh, man, bro. That is crazy telling me that. Like,
I wonder how they got thrown off of where the car was, or was the car gone already?
Right. But they didn't even they never even found the opening where the little chain thing was, a little sign. Like they didn't even.
So I'm wondering, like, I just don't see how they got that far off track. Like he said, they footprint should have been in the snow. That was logical.
Yeah.
You would think that they would have been able to follow those back if they'd been looking at them, but then they walk in a circle. It's like Chris.
Unfamiliar ground. Unfamiliar ground. That's what happens when you make those type of mistakes. You got to get away from your natural elements, stuff that you can normally do in your sleep. Now you just out here. Now you just out here, man. And that's not what they do. We're not in the business of hiking in the snow, trying to find bodies and all that. You know, that's not that hunter. We ain't built like that.
I mean, look at their jackets, bro. Like they're not dressed up for this. You know what I mean? This is a quick in and out, go back in our car with heat on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you mention, I'm sorry, did you mention already about Paulie? Like just those signs of him questioning stuff and Tony, you gotta wonder what he's going, what he's got going on, and Chris telling him, that's none of our business. Just those, you talked about it earlier in the episode, Mo, those seeds being planted about, how valuable I am to this thing of ours, what's my role. And like I said, these next couple of episodes, by the time this season ends, you just see blatant line crossing by Paulie. I guess there's no other way to put it.
Definitely.
And Johnny Sack, man, that's a slick motherfucker, boy.
You're slippery.
Flick it in a can of oil,
boy. And don't forget, like the finale,
Uncle Johnny.
I Dream of Jeannie Cusimano. That was where the first seed was planted. Like people kind of overlooked where he was talking to Paulie. I mean, Paulie was talking to Silvio and Vesuvio's, and they were sitting there, and he was just like, I don't know, it don't compute for me. And he's just like trying to like put some stuff together, like he ain't really getting. He's like, hey, he the boss in name and everything, and he kind of just like, you know what, I forget it. So he had some issue with him at that point, but it never like kind of left that on tuck. So now I feel like it's coming back out in these moments, and even like his issues with Ralph. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right, Chris calling that like, bro, they ain't none of our business, bro. Like you need to worry about collecting this 5,000 for the boss, for real. Like, Tony meets Slava. I really like the Slava guy. I don't know. It's something about him that are these real Russian actors?
That's a great question. I don't know. I do fuck with Slava's cool, man. He got something about like in the world of crime. That's somebody I'll probably want to do business with.
Yeah. Yeah, he has the whole package, Paul's, like as far as like I can tell he's about it. He will pull that silver and beige pistol off the desk. He'll pop you right in your head and have his men come clean you up out of there. But he also
that's a cold pistol.
Yeah, man. I was like, bro, look at that strap. And then, but anyway, it seems like they would get real Russian actors because all the actors that are Italian, with the exception of I think Meadow and AJ. I don't think they're actually Italian, but I think most of the people that are playing Italian are Italian, I believe, which was intentional by David Chase. But yeah, so Tony comes to Slava. He brings him 200,000. So is Slava, Spike, can you clarify, is Slava cleaning his money for him or?
Yeah, money laundering. Okay. He washing his money, sending it overseas, offshore bank accounts. That way Tony can have real money.
Okay.
Without having to worry about the feds, like where you get this, you ain't got to claim it, pay the taxes on it, all that shit.
Right.
Well, you need somebody like that when you in that type of league, bro.
100%, man.
I bet the other mob guys ain't doing anything remotely close to this.
They probably, I think everybody. Yeah, I think we talked about it last week. I made the relation to Marlo in The Wire, having to go to Prop Joe, like, yo, I got too much money. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I think once you reach a certain level in any kind of, illegal game, you got to figure out what to do with your bread. Invest it, or go buy back the hood, do whatever you need to do. But that money getting washed, go buy a car wash, like your boy Walter White, all types of stuff.
Like the Lollipop Club.
Lollipop Club,
the name of the Netflix, Ozark.
Oh, yeah.
Is a good series. Yeah. Cash businesses are best. Yep.
What did y'all think about this kind of heartfelt moment from Slava talking about Valerie and them in the military together, and it breaks his heart how far he has fallen, and he said he'd do anything for him. What did y'all think about that whole moment?
I think it added some importance to his disappearance. Like we see that he just ain't some random drunk dude, right? He really fucked with him. They like brothers. He said he saved his life, so it even adds more anticipation and importance of like, okay, what's gonna happen if he do get away? Because we don't really know at this point. We seen him get shot in the head, but we don't know at this point if he's gone or not. So I think that added importance to it.
Yeah, also gave us a nice detail that he one of them ones. Like he ain't just no random dude, no random tough Russian. Like he 16, 16 in one sitting. That's some movie shit.
Wow.
So now Tony's thinking of himself. You know, obviously he knows he's in the clear. He's in the clear because Slava. There's no news of this yet. But if anything does happen, this dude is capable of leaving both of y'all out there in that snow and coming back and taking care of everybody else. So now my senses are heightened even more because there's no way y'all can leave without making sure that problem's taken care of.
Yeah. And especially because I just dropped off 200 grand. You know what I mean? And I dropped off a quarter mil. What was it? Was it 250 last time or 5? What was it? Like it was
on Christmas.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was probably a week or two ago. But yeah, I think great heartfelt moment, and yeah, and it's funny because Tony kind of like, well, your friend that like kind of trying to test the waters and see like, yo, is this a setup? Like but yeah,
I was always confused by that.
What? Oh, like what?
I get it. I get why he did it. But if something were to go bad, right, I think it'll be real easy for Slava to put two and two together. Like, that's random. And he was just randomly asking about Valerie. I know it worked out perfectly, but just bringing him up was a little bit, unless he does that every single time. Now, last episode, he did make a comment about Valerie. Right, so it's not like out the norm for him to bring it up.
Yeah.
But it also would have been something I would have treaded lightly on. I don't even want to know where dude is.
Right.
Because I don't know nothing. If you get a phone call while we're sitting here, I don't want you to think like, oh, you know something you just asked about. I'm like, nah, man. Sorry to hear that. I'm gonna leave and let you handle your business.
Right.
That was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, because he was kind of like, oh, Silvio's gonna pick it up. He said, I wasn't there. Like, don't even like attach me to it, bro, because this is not gonna be my problem. Whatever.
Got the money or not? Right.
He ain't lying.
Nah, he ain't.
I wasn't there.
Closest to the truth works, bro. But Tony calls Paulie. Tony tells him that he killed 16 Czechoslovakians and he cannot come back to tell the story. And Paulie loses his shoe. What do y'all think about this? Like this whole information, this big reveal.
That was pretty much. I think we just wrapped it up as far as now we know what type of person we're dealing with. It's not just some random Russian. It's somebody that can really take your head off. Who, if anybody could survive in these type of elements, it would be him.
Okay.
So you need to be super careful about what your next steps are because we can't just have him coming back to tell this story. You can't come back talking about the problems done. Like Tony told Patsy, man, don't say you're sure if you're not sure. Like, is this problem done with? And we'll get another moment like that later in the episode when they pick them up. The way Tony handles that with Paulie, like, look, this is your call. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I also want to just highlight real quick and Mo, you might know this, man, the struggle it was. Is it how you pronounce it? Tony Sirico?
Yeah.
Is it Sirico? The struggle it was to get him to mess up his hair. It was a real life battle on set. A real life battle on set, man.
Yeah.
Like for the listeners out there who don't know, they had the stuntman that did that tumble down the snow, and Winter, because one of the things with Sopranos, one of the moments that they always wanted to have or try to find a way to write in is having Tony mess up his hair. Not Tony Sopranos, Tony Sirico plays Paulie Walnut, mess up his hair. Can we get a way in the script to mess up his hair because they know he don't play that shit? He don't even let the hairdressers do it on set. He does his own hair every episode for his own scene. That's how serious he is in real life about his hair. And they say, your character failed, man. Paulie just fell in the snow. You can't just come up with a perfect head of hair. And Paulie was like, "Nah, I'm cool. Like I'm not budging. I'm not doing it." He took a couple pieces of hair and put it out of place. And then they finally were like, "Come on, Tony!" Like they had 15 minutes of negotiating in 3 foot of snow. And Tony Sirico was like, "You fucking cocksuckers!" and pretty much messed up his hair and went on
Yeah.
with it. And as a lot of people say, you know, the episode's not the episode without that extra element and
Yeah.
added animation of Paulie. But I just always thought that story was cool because he really was like, I don't care what happens. I don't care if I fall down 20-foot hill. I'm not messing up my hair.
That's a good tidbit right there. That's good.
Yeah. He used to have he specially ordered pillows for their, you know, his hotels, like when they would shoot and stuff, like special ordered pillows. Like he was like a real, like his character is very close to who he was in real life. As far as like that neatness, the cleanliness of it, the grooming, it's very close. So, shouts out to just rest in peace to Tony Sirico, man.
I was gonna say, man, famously when he was the idea was brought to him to play Paulie Walnuts, he said, "Man, only rule I got is I can't be a rat." That was his only stipulation. I'll be whatever you want me to be in the show, man, but I ain't gonna be a rat.
Well, he had one more stipulation too. It was
what was it?
They said he can't be called a bully.
Okay, I never knew that.
That was like some like weird thing. He was like, he don't care about this and that. Like they can call him Paulie Walnuts a psycho, whatever, but don't call him a bully. Well, what that reason is, I don't know. It may be something, but that was one of his things. Y'all want to get more info, man? Y'all go check out. I'm about to say woke up this morning. I can go check out that book as well, but go check out Michael Imperioli. Talking Sopranos, Steve Sharippa. They got all the inside stories. We're big fans of them on the show. But this is the best. This is the best Sopranos podcast. So just know that. So yeah, they get to running. And they think they hear something. The fall was good. If he really did that stunt, that would have been great. But he fell, and now you get the, you know, like he just spoke of, the hair is messed up, and they figure out that they didn't really catch him. They shot a deer dead to rights in the neck, and that was it. That's pretty much it to that scene. We go to Meadow. And this, oh my, Jackie is wild. All right, Jackie calls Meadow. I'm gonna stop it there. Spike, what did Jackie do wrong here that put him on his trail? What did he do wrong here, please?
Women are smart and they have that very what's it called? Women's intuition. So like, bro, if you gonna be bullshitting, it has to sound good at least. Like, this is Meadow Soprano, bro. She's not some green chick who don't know. Like, her dad is the boss of the mafia. She done heard damn near every line in the book. We've seen it build up to her character as to they were lying to her, but she figured it out as far as what he did and everything. Just Meadow has a smartness about her. Like, she's clever. And for him to be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to get my car service or my mom's car service, bro, it's midnight. Well, not midnight, but it's late. And you know the car servicing don't happen that time of night. And then, oh, my partner's doing it, like, and then it just all adds up together. And she's looking at the Scrabble board with the small 3 little words. Like, Jackie is not even complex enough to come up with a good lie. And she starts to see how surface level he is. And then the board was a good callback as to he don't even got thoughts to build out words on a game. So how you gonna come up with a good lie?
Fire.
That was money right there.
That was
money right there.
That was the money ball.
What else can you say? That was just dumb. Like, it's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Like, who are you that dumb, or do you think Meadow's that dumb? It's a real question. Because who do you think is going for this? I got to get my mom's car inspected at 9-something p.m. What?
Yeah.
Yo, this the only time. If this is the only time your homie can do it and he a mechanic, then when does he make money? You get what I'm saying? Like, this, none of this makes sense. That's what bothers me the most about this scene, is that your lie is dumb. It don't even sound believable. And then you on Scrabbles writing words like poo, the, ass. Like, you an idiot. You a loser, bro.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of you.
I can't believe I let you clap, bro. But here's the one thing, a little subtle detail that I think I was looking for. This man is spraying cologne on his neck while the phone is right there. Who can't hear like, who can't hear that?
She knows. That's why she looks bad. She knows. He's stupid.
Like, you are so dumb. You're lying and you're spraying cologne right where the phone is. Like, that was like such a dead guess. Almost like hair shh. Like, I know you're like, that was crazy. Like, that's just one of the little details. I'm like, you're so dumb. You're spraying cologne on your neck where the phone is. You can hear it. Ah, man.
Yeah, I think that goes to show what type of women Jackie's probably dealt with in his life as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes only do stuff when they know it because it's worked before.
Got you.
Like that's one thing about us men, man. We the bullshit we pull it not out of audacity because I got this shit off on someone. Get in the trunk real quick. I've got this shit off on somebody before. So until somebody tells me no, or they step up to me and like challenge it, I'm gonna keep trying to get this bullshit off.
Facts.
Paulie and Chris, it's now nighttime. I love that moonshot that they did to transition. Chris grabbed some berries. He like, man, I'm hungry. He's like, bro, you don't know if those are poison? Like, you can't just be grabbing berries. He helps him get to where he needs to get to because he's lost his shoe. They see a van. They get in the van. And Chris asks, what if this man is not dead, bro? He's built for this. And Paulie's like, look, this man is in PJs. He been shot in the head. He's drunk. There's no way he's still alive. Trying to sell himself on this. Is there anything else y'all want to add to this scene? I mean,
I could lose a foot here. He says, "No, huh? What the fuck you think?"
Paulie starting to let loose, boy. He getting mad. Hey, look,
Paulie pissed, bro.
Paulie mad as hell.
Oh my god, bro! This is such a great episode. That jacket fly too, Paulie got on.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, I love
that cream color.
That cream joint.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like no scratches in the leather or nothing, bro. You
right.
know?
Yeah, that's nice.
Man, ain't nothing worse than being. I don't know about y'all. I'll be hot. Wet feet terrible too. Wet socks, all that.
Yeah.
Oh, wet socks are one of the worst things ever. But I will be hot 8 days out of the week before I be cold. Man, I do not. Ain't nothing worse than being cold.
That is a fact.
That's big facts. Yeah. Wow.
Especially this type of hole. Like that's a different type of my nigga up here doing it. He's shaking. Like that's
this is attitude.
I know y'all down in the South now, man. I'm still here, man. I'm still here in the Midwest. 40 degree days this past week, man. Cold as shit.
You living the Pine Barrens life right now.
Yeah, definitely. Without question. It ain't snow yet, thankfully. But when it does, I'm gonna be salty as hell.
Boy, you gotta get that jacket, bro. I forgot to mention earlier, going to the next scene at the Sopranos dinner, during the lunch that Tony and Gloria had, she said, will you come over for dinner? And so he was like, yeah. And so now Tony is eating dinner, just to bring that back. And Tony is downplaying it. Like, Carmela can cook a nice little meal. I don't know. It's like some rice, some broccoli. I don't know, maybe some pork chops. I'm not quite sure. It's not a full shot, but Tony's just kind of playing it off like, it's a late lunch. Tony is really dirty here. But what did y'all think about this scene? Like this, I think I told this story on another week in the books, but about like counseling one plan to set up another plan. Like, anyways,
the tricky situation.
The tricky situation where you like. But anyways, what did y'all think about this whole play? Like Tony really kind of trying to figure out how to get out of this because he on some scheming stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I got it. I want to save my appetite for her. Yeah, what y'all think, man?
For me, it shows that Gloria is not a Gumar, man. I think we talked about it a couple episodes ago. This is a full-blown relationship that he's in.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have these problems unless you put yourself in this position, like without communicating. Tony could have easily said, I got some stuff going on. Like, I would be planning something, knowing you have a family, knowing you got dinner scheduled. And still planning a dinner with another woman, double booking. I think Fabulous had the line. What's that line? Women only cancel dates because they have to, and men only cancel dates because they have to.
They got two.
Yeah. And Tony just didn't plan this thing out. And just the fact that he's sitting there not eating because I know I'm about to go for her crib. He probably right now just thinking about what line am I going to use to leave his crib tonight so I can go slide.
Yo.
And Carmela ain't dumb. And AJ telling his stupid jokes thinking that they original.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Tony is the fact that he is coloring outside the lines in a full ass affair right now. He in over his head, man. He a fucking nut.
Bro.
I took the most from this scene when the parents pulled up. And we always talk about that face acting of James Gandolfini. Like
hilarious.
You can see it in his face when they pull up and they like glaucoma or whatever. He's like, God damn, now I gotta come up with some shit, some real good shit for an excuse to get up out of here now. Whatever I had previously planned, I gotta add a little bit more to it. So
yeah, come on, sit down. Come on. Yeah, let's get this shit. Let's get the little talk over with so I can go.
Yeah, I want to get to that. Say there's a small scene in between that because there I do want to talk a little bit more about like yeah, but just quickly on the next scene, we get Paulie and Chris. They in there and Chris finds some ketchup.
Fucking disgusting.
Ketchup and relish. And
fucking disgusting.
And Paulie asks, is it clean? He's like, I don't know. It was in the bag. And they get to eat. And then Paulie like talking about you gotta mix it with the relish. Bro, shut up. Like, I was like, don't tell me what you got your packets, I got mine. If I would eat, like, I'm eating by my, like, let me live, bro. We freezing it here. I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, it's just funny, but I mean, I felt them though, like, especially Chris. It's like, bro, I am starving. Give me this ketchup. We're going to die out here. I mean, I imagine ain't too much more to add, but if y'all see anything by any means, Carmela's parents come over. Now we get to the scene Spike was talking about. Perfect decoy. At least we thought. But Carmela says, you know, my father has glaucoma because she knows. I mean, bro, this is so real life because you could be at family events and you trying to get out of there, but you kind of trying to like, you know, ease like finding a perfect time to like get out. Like, you know, oh, okay, yeah, cool. So-and-so leaving. All right, yeah, I'm gonna ride the wave. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. So it's like he had the opening kind of, and then Carmela kind of gave him that look, and everybody's looking at him, so he don't want to look insensitive. So he tried to kind of like, all right, yeah, you know, you already said I'm on my way an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta take that L with Gloria, bro. This is your family. Yeah, you gotta take care of home first. Always, bro. Deal with that bullshit later. Gloria will be cool. You see, you already see she'll give you a letter, a card, or should I say apologize. Y'all can get through it. You cannot get through that's your home. That's your peace. You cannot bounce and then have that be an issue for the next 2-3 weeks.
That's a fact.
Gloria was putting it on that nigga, man.
Oh,
whip that boy wide open.
Why?
This nigga, hold on, man. This nigga Tony said a truck. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, this nigga was fed up.
Like, stop calling me, bro. Like, and you know, Paulie one of the top list of people that annoys Tony, so that don't add to it.
Every time you call my phone, you got a new situation. This situation gets worse every single time I see your name pop up on my phone, bro. Like, there's no way it can get worse, so you find another way to do it.
Cause, like, bro, we're about to go to war with Russia. Like, you know what I mean? We got to go to war with Russia because you're of this small situation. Crazy. He says, I lost my shoe. And Paulie, this is where
the jump when he said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
about. Yeah, that's what, hey, bro. Like,
what you talking about?
That's how niggas be like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you can't
what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
No, that jump was funny with the point and everything. He's like, what do you want, man? How about some advice, dude? Like,
because like anybody listening, man, think about the last time somebody called you with some bullshit. Just some bullshit. You like, what? Huh? What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you want?
You going completely off plan.
And then he's like, well, what do you want me to do, basically? And he's like, you stay there till the morning till you find this guy. I mean, to find
that ain't happened yet. They just hung up, right?
No, this is still on that phone call. Like he told
on that phone call, he said, stay there until the morning.
Until you find it.
Not that we gonna come get y'all. He was just saying, well, because that's when Paulie asked him for some advice. My advice is you stay there until the morning until you find this guy.
Like, and he's sitting there like, he's like, we're trying. Like, dude, he's like, bro, what do you mean you're trying? And he's like, oh, I should be happy about this, like, because you're trying. It's like, nah. And then this is where he said, oh, it's just your nephew. I was like, oh, here we go. And I think Chris was well within his rights. Later, the later scene that we'll get, Tony walks back in, and that's where Carmela hits him with the line, and everybody's staring. My father has glaucoma, and like literally everybody's just frozen looking at Tony, bro. This is the most awkward, like Like, go on, do your thing. Like, leave me alone, please. I got things to do. Like, they're just all of them. Like, nobody's moving. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, it's like okay. Anyways,
well, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
two things. One, I've said it before, man. Carmela mom really pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he offered her some food. Who could eat after getting news like that? He answers the phone. The language, is that necessary? All that shit. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm cool on that. But I said a couple episodes ago, during the Thanksgiving episode, this is why you don't fuck around and lie about people's health. Tony forced Carmela to make up some. Well, don't matter what it is. I said it when we was recording it. I said it's gonna come back in a couple episodes. He had her. Well, I don't care what you tell her. She made up the lie about her dad and health and some test results. Now you get a couple episodes later, her dad really got some glaucoma. He really going through some shit. I'm a firm believer in.
Oh yeah.
If I'm gonna lie, it ain't gonna be about no bullshit. Matter of fact, why am I lying anyway?
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Memphis Bleak had one of my favorite lines, man. I ain't told a lie since my mama put the belt away. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no reason to lie to nobody.
Man, that's a great line, but that's crazy. You listen to Memphis, man. That's crazy, right?
Bro, you gonna stop. Hey, Arnaz J, chill out. Ace Hood. Ace Hood, relax.
He better than Myth, though. Don't play that.
You crazy. You crazy.
No, I'm
you
not.
crazy.
He don't even write his stuff. He don't even write his own rhymes. Why are you doing
Keep
this?
going, Mo. Keep going, Mo. Keep going, Mo. See? Keep going, Mo. Keep going, Mo. Come on, man. Spike told me how to deal with this. Spike told me how to deal with this. Okay? Okay, keep going. You're right. You're right, Mo.
Loud to keep it moving.
You're right. What scene we on,
I like
man?
the best with the hip hop periods. Like I like the best with y'all because I know y'all we have a stereotype younger people like or whatever. So I like to really jab at that, like just to make people like. But shots
also real quick,
Myth Bleak.
I know. I'm sure Spike. I don't know if you mentioned it already, Spike. That was another great example of expression acting. James getting offended when Carmela said, "You know, my father has glaucoma." He kind of looks, he does that shrug, like, "All right, you know what, you got it. Yeah, like, I can't get my way out of this. So I gotta stay and have some coffee."
Yeah, he probably already an hour and a half late at this point, so this is an additional hour and a half.
Yeah, once you already that late, like the extra time's not gonna matter. She's already mad.
Yeah, you way past.
She's already mad. Yeah.
So yeah, we get
I'm
that.
so petty though. I would have in my head. I'm Tony. I'm wondering like, why the fuck did y'all come over here? Like, you gotta go home with your bad news, nigga. It's the middle of the fucking night, damn near. Like, I would be so frustrated if I was Tony.
Well, they want some money from Tony for an operation or something. Like, what was the?
Nah, they just came.
That is a little
news, man.
Did you hear the good news? That is a little bit odd because it doesn't. I don't get any indication that this is a weekend or anything. It is the middle of the night on, let's say, a Thursday. Like, why y'all coming over here telling me you got glaucoma? Like, this is something we can talk about in the morning. I'm sorry for you. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not like you're coming over here with cancer or something that's like really detrimental. Like, we might only have a couple more months with you. Like, this is glaucoma. Shit, smoke you some weed.
Smoke some weed.
We're gonna get you back on your feet.
That's crazy. Speaking of smoking weed, we go over to Gloria. And that's what seems to be what she's doing. Or no, she's smoking a cigarette.
No, she's smoking a square, man.
Yeah, but it did from a side angle until they got close on it. Too. Yeah, so
hold on, you skip Meadow. You skip Meadow calling.
Right. You're right. Small scene Meadow. She calls Jackie. No, he's not picking up. Is this the same day or is this a different? I got confused on the timeline. Timeline got effed up.
Later that night.
Okay, later that night. Was he supposed to drop something off for her or something? Like, I guess I didn't understand.
He was gonna call. He said he was gonna give her a call once he got the car and shit done.
Yeah, I guess we'll shoot her some bells. She's still young at that point, so you still don't get it. Like, he did call, like I just did.
Hey man, I don't want. This might be fucked up.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This might be fucked up, man.
Cook.
Is Meadow mid? Is that why these niggas keep playing her, spinning her like that, man? Meadow mid?
That might be. That might be.
Might be the thing.
She got to have some part of Carmela in her. I'm gonna leave that there because we see Carmela's possibilities, and we kind of have to ask the same question, like, you know what I mean? Is it?
Because if you want to play I was gonna say, if you want to play the other side of it, you can. Yeah, if you want to play the other side of it, you can always say most 21, 20, 22-year-olds, they ain't really serious about getting tied down like that. It's all a venture for them. It's all a quest.
Yeah.
But they be quick to jump from Meadow. Like I'm out. Like I'm cool.
Once they gather their information, they out of there with Meadow.
Yeah,
which is crazy because Meadow when she got fixed up for Christmas, like she's top tier, like in that bag of like a college chick on campus, like she, you know what I mean? She's top tier in that space. Like she ain't like some like
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever been to a restaurant, the food look good and you get there, that shit wasn't tasting good at all.
It might not be everything it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry I spent money on this, man.
It might be mid-meadow.
Yeah.
Might be mid-meadow, man. I'm just saying, man, the way these niggas be moving.
I mean, seriously, though, because we get somebody that's...
You gotta ask.
A gentleman with a 3-letter name, and he's ready to get up out of there, too. Along with some other reasons, too. But.
Your shit so mid, I'm spraying cologne with you on the phone. I don't give a fuck about getting caught.
I'm making up any excuse.
Yeah, and I'm telling you I'm going to get the car serviced at night.
Bro, I'm like, I'm asking you, do you want to take X? Because I can't do this. I don't. It's like he's nuts, bro. Well, hopefully, Meadow, maybe that'll change. The tide will change at some point. But it's funny. Well, never mind. I was about to say AJ, but never mind. I can't even go there yet. But yeah, Meadow.
Can't wait till we talk about that relationship.
I can't wait. I like yeah. Young AJ, but she asked the roommate, which seems to be kind of a cool person. Yo, can I borrow the whip? You know, and the roommate's like, yeah, and the roommate decides to come along with her.
Listen, man, you sick as fuck. Hell no, you ain't borrowing my whip.
See, it's different. It's different in this year where we look at how sickness is now. It's so different now.
I don't care. Your nose red, you in the robe, you look fucked up, hair ain't done. Hell no, you ain't getting in my whip. Fuck that.
I'll take you. Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. That's a good point. Yeah, it's like, nah, I'll take you though. You ain't about to be like, and plus you already crashed the car, bro. Like,
yeah, you flipped over a whip not too long ago.
Yeah, like, bro,
my car.
That's
my whip and shit.
Meadow can't drive like that. We know that through the whole series.
That's fair.
Hey, this is one of the most. This is super random. This is one of those college myths that really don't happen. I remember watching movies and TV and thinking in college, like everybody just got their dorm rooms open and it's all inviting. Niggas just don't be having the hallway directly into the dorm room open.
Bro. Nah.
That shit don't be going on like that. Maybe now and then, but nah.
Yeah, you right about that. You nailed that. That's not how it goes, bro.
Yeah, that ain't how it goes.
Not at all. Tony pulls up to Gloria's, and
balls on him.
Yeah, she's steaming. I imagine he been thinking about an excuse on what I'm gonna tell her because it is what it is. But he said something came up and she's like, dinner's ruined, and if I wanted to be treated this way, I would be married.
I love that line. That's a bar.
That's a great line. Like, it's a great line. But Tony smooth talks his way out of the doghouse, bro. Come on, that man came back in the series like LeBron with the Cavs, dude. Like
down 3-1,
crazy, dude. But yeah, what did y'all think about this thing? Like, is there much to add to this, or just other than Tony getting out the doghouse? Like,
it adds to her personality, the bipolar personality shit.
Okay,
up and down. So
yeah. I guess it can be missed. It could be missed with the severity of what he did wrong. So it's hard to catch, until later on. But Paulie and Chris, Paulie is starting to really get on the soapbox. Chris is trying to create a fire just so he can light a cigarette. No other reason, really. Like, bro, I'm hungry. I need this. Like, I'm trying to create a fire so I can smoke, bro.
Hey, bro. You ain't the fire in the snow to light a cigarette. That's bottom level. Like, nigga, I'm done.
You know some people that like smoke. Like, I'm like, y'all talking like, y'all probably try to do the same thing. Like, low key, they're like, man, look, I need to get something going here, bro.
I probably already took that L. I'm not about to be making it. If I'm making a fire, it should be warm.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? This joint can get lit up later.
Thanks.
Yeah. Paulie pulls off the car. Oh yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say Paulie pulls off.
I was gonna say I love this monologue from Paulie.
Okay, go for it. What
Silvio's money? He should have got it himself. Cocksucker got the sniffles.
Motherfucker, this my favorite part of the episode.
I shouldn't even be here.
Because there's nothing like when the anger, bro. Nothing like when that anger finally hits you. It hits you all at once. And you realize I'm in this bullshit and I shouldn't even be here today.
I'm supposed to be taking my mom to the Social Security office.
Bro.
Yeah.
I always use the line from Best Man. When Harper, after everything happened and what's his name? Lance found out about what was in the book. I always use that line. By the time the book was supposed to have come out, like, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, this is how I look at this. Like, bro, I was supposed to be doing this. Like, but yeah. So Chris says, so it's Tony's fault now. Like you're evading that crazy, and that's Tony's fault. It's like, bro, you getting real out of pocket right now. You're real.
Hold on, man. I feel faulty though. I don't, man. I kind of feel faulty. Motherfucker said,
man, I get
cocksucker got the sniffles, and now we out here stuck.
Bro, you are just skipping. Like you are. What do they call it?
But for real though, like accountability. Like
the thing they call it when you gaslighting or something. Like, bro, you skipping over the whole like.
Well, nah, because that saying too, man. I think what added to the humor in it is when he said it, like, shouldn't even been here. It's the way that he's actually like swiping up the carpet with it. Like he's so fucking mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck this, man. Y'all got me fucked up.
Yeah. It's freezing. It's cold. Hungry. His hair is messed up. It's they down bad right now.
Talking to me like a child, man. You got any idea how much money I made? And anytime that started coming up, anytime we started reminding somebody what I did for you,
oh man,
you in dangerous grounds.
Yeah, boy.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. He lucky he get clipped. It's so many times.
He living like a fucking king. Yeah, he talking greasy.
Yeah, he talking.
All I hear now is that cocksucker Ralphie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I get it. You get recent bias versus like longevity of like I've been bringing you envelopes for a grip. What is it? What is
Tony again? He said I call him Tony again. You gonna piss him off? But fuck him.
Bro. That's when you flat out like when you mad at everybody, whoever grab you about to fight them too. Like that's when you just start be like, don't touch me. Like when they try to break a fight up, now you ready to fight them too. Like, bro, I don't care.
Damn, man.
That nigga said, "Give me your shoes. Give me your shoes. I'll go look for me. All right, fuck you. You're not leaving here."
I can't wait till we get to this. I hope this is this sequence of like when he like try to be like pull rank on him, but we ain't there yet. But like,
I love the line too. Just a clever line. Some people wouldn't even pick it up when Chris said, "We should have went to Roy Rogers, and I should have fucked Dale Evans." But Dale Evans is Roy Rogers' wife. Which is what makes that even more funny because they actually related. That's Roy Rogers' wife.
That's crazy. I didn't even know. I was hoping you would pull like, that's crazy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was a perfect response. Like, yeah, because Roy Rogers, for those who don't know, Roy Rogers was like this famous Western TV star back in the day, and his wife was Dale Evans, who's like one of the Marilyn Monroe, one of those.
Oh, like one
women.
of those like top tier.
Yeah, so that's why he said, they had the restaurants for Roy Rogers, and I just love that pool. Like, nigga, you want to get Roy Rogers? I want to fuck his wife. We both sit here in this truck. Fuck funny. This. I'm calling Tony. Nigga coming to get us.
Nah, this is it. It's over. Yeah, it's over, bro. Like, I'll deal with whatever the blowback is on this, but this is it.
Because you damn near, if you out here, like you got to be contemplating, like we might die out here.
Yeah,
I ain't getting no cell phone service. It's cold, nigga. My foot finna fall off. Like it had to be going through their head now that you might die here. So I don't give a fuck what Tony say. Like, nigga, you gonna come get us, bro.
No, that's a big fact. Like I cannot lie. I've had times where I've walked somewhere and it was really cold and I underestimated the walk back when I got, you was like foot soldier in it kind of. And then you go to the store, you got your stuff, then you got to walk back and like you're like struggling. And you're like, bro, this is I should have never. And now in my head, I know they the same level, but it's like, bro, I might die out here. Like my hands are over, my feet are sharp, everything hurts, my lips. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like they nailed it because I felt every bit of what they were going through as far as this cold. And it's like when you start getting mad at everybody, like if your phone dies,
it's over.
Yeah, because you ain't got no call.
Yeah, they lucky this back in the day when those you could literally have those phones on for 3 days and not have to charge it.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. That is a big fact. So we pan over for a quick moment. Tony, he's sitting in the poncho. What y'all say it was?
I listen. I don't know what it is. That Moroccan robe, but I love this, man. I love it. I tell you what. I know who ain't mid. Gloria. Because I love when niggas do shit that they normally wouldn't do. Because there's no way Tony's ever wearing that robe, but he put it on to make her feel special.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I love shit like that. Because Tony know this is some bullshit that I got on. I feel like that's what niggas do when they do the. I know you a married man, Mo. But when niggas do that matching pajama shit, I know they be thinking the same thing. This is some bullshit here.
Oh, yes.
This is some bullshit, but I'm gonna do it because I want to make my lady happy.
Boy, you hear me? Because Richie couldn't get him to put on the jacket, but he sure got that Moroccan robe on, boy.
Yeah, man. Lounging in that robe too.
Lounging with the drink, he having a good time, man. He at home. He had the real crib.
He loving it. Like, okay, all is well. I did the 3-1 comeback. Yeah, we good, you know. But now, Paulie's playing a different tune. He's
that look on his face when that phone rang.
Bro, yeah. Because this is probably hours in between. And it's like, bro, we are starving out here. He's like, man, what do you want me to do about it? I want you to come get us, bro. Like,
get me, motherfucker.
Come get me.
I shouldn't even have to tell you that. You should be on your way out here, nigga.
Right. And it's still on Paulie. I get where he's coming from and all of, because now he's mad. He's just thinking about, if I never had to do this, none of this would have happened anyway. But we know what it is. But like at this point, it's like nothing's like clear like that to him. It's like, no, it's your fault. I should have never been here. Like,
have y'all ever got a call like that from one of the homies?
Yeah.
Like they is a voice and you got it like, God damn, man. Why the fuck?
Bro. You're like,
yep, I know.
Right, yep. You better be at the spot, bro. Be at the spot. Like, don't be nowhere else. Be right here. You here right now.
I'll never forget having to link. I was about to link with this shorty. And school had like a flat tire or some shit. His car wouldn't start. And this nigga was in Hamilton. Y'all don't know where that is, but it's a good 30, 35-minute drive from me. And I remember telling her, man, I gotta go pick up my brother. And she was like, you must be, he ain't got no other friends or nothing. I'm like, man, I gotta go get him, man. I can't leave my mans in Hamilton like that.
Was this like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was this like a Gloria situation or was this a Meadow situation?
Who, for me?
Yeah.
All my shit is Meadows, man.
Oh, yours is Meadows.
Yeah, man. I'm not out here.
I like the
Yeah, I'm not out here. Man. That shit. Tony was in love with Gloria. That's some different shit. Yeah,
well,
man,
I guess I was talking Tyr to make that like kind of like, hey, I gotta go do this real quick. But anyway, yeah, okay, I like.
Oh, I wouldn't have cared. Yeah, it ain't no steak getting thrown in my head. It wasn't that type of level.
All right. No, what was you gonna say? What was you gonna say, Spike?
We was chilling at a little spot we used to chill at in Nashville, and 3 of my homeboys, like one of them came in out the blue, like, man, we got these chicks up in Springfield, like 35, 40 minutes outside of Nashville, it's the country. So I think it was like Springfield, and you try to hear that look, and then they shot out on their mission. 8 hours later, man, we stuck in the house up here, bro. These bitches lived in the projects. The whole project is outside. They got us surrounded. We can't get out. Y'all come get us, man.
Oh.
Man, we had to go up there 3 cars deep, dude, and get some niggas out of a project, out of our house project room.
Hey, the project missions is real. Like you gotta be real. That's a real
like,
thing.
Bro, can you share
the
this
whole
next
we
week,
cussing
please?
them niggas out. We was cussing them niggas out the whole way. I'm like, fuck with these niggas go all the way to Springfield, these country ass hoes. And like,
dang.
And it's always the same every project, man. I done been in that situation where I'm like, man,
bro.
Like you really got to contemplate, like, damn, am I really about to go over here?
Yeah.
And you pull up and it never fails. There's niggas outside.
Yeah. It was a mission that turned into another mission. Like we had to literally go in there and get the niggas. But yeah, it's another week in the book conversation because it's a lot more to it.
That is great. I love stories like those. Like
there's a lot more to it, man.
I always think about that mall story when he was on the Joe Budden, like how he got surrounded. That's what makes me think about that. I love that story. So yeah.
I had one of them too, going over Chick House. It's like Dodge City is like one of the worst projects in Nashville. And I just met the chick, and it was niggas down the street. I don't know if they was talking to me, but you know how you hear niggas talking in the background.
Kind of like
niggas like, man, who the fuck is that? Like you hear that?
That's all. Yep. That's it.
Here come the bullshit. You start walking, they start following you. Yep. Like, all right, man. Let me go right back to my car, man. I'm out of here.
Your pace start picking up when you get a little closer. You start picking up a little bit of the pace. Shit. Like, yeah. That's why Good Kid, Mad City. That part, that skit in Good Kid, Mad City, is so relatable.
That is good.
Like, where you from, cuz? Like, that's straight. Like, yeah.
Matter of fact, where your mama from? Nigga?
Yeah, nigga, fuck who you know. Where you from?
Yeah. All that is real relatable content. But yeah, Paulie's on the phone. He's like, man, we in Pike Hollows, and like the dirt road at a turnoff. Like he's just giving it to him, like, bro, we at a picnic. Like, bro, come on. And this is even worse of a situation. What's worse than being late when you had a setup is when you got to leave early, and you was already late. I mean. bro.
Only saving grace he would have had is if he didn't hit yet. That's what made it really bad.
Okay.
Because now it looks like it's intentional.
Oh, he already
If
did.
he came through, yeah. Because remember, she said you're just gonna fuck me and leave.
Ugh.
If he came through, they was about to eat dinner, and then he had to go, that might be a little bit more understandable. But you super late, you came through, got what you wanted, and now you bouncing. We don't even get to have dinner yet. Like you, nah.
That is colder than the weather outside, dude. Oh, Toe, that is. Oh man, that is sick. You gotta eat that dinner. You gotta speed it up, but you gotta eat that dinner, bro. You gotta do that. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say because here's Tony's one saving grace. Exactly, Spike. That's the one thing that I would say. That was Tony's out. They ain't going nowhere. Let me call Junior. Let Junior get Bobby settled. I'm about to eat this dinner real quick. Explain to you, hey, I'm about to throw this steak down real quick. Pause, and I'm about to slide. And we got to go. Thanks. So, I don't know what to tell you. This is what it is. We're going to reschedule. And maybe he could have smoothed it out that way. But, yeah, man. Yeah. We skipped over the fact Paulie was fucking done.
Oh, yeah. He was going
Chris's
off
head
on
is
Tony.
banged. Chris's head is banged in. And, we're freezing. Take it easy. I'm done taking it easy.
Yeah.
I'm done taking it easy.
We're fucking starving out here.
Yeah, we'll get into the details of boss to capo status later. Right now, bro. So Tony gets dressed and he's like, "What do you want from me?" And she's like, "What you think I'm some kind of like whore? Like you think you can, you know what I mean? You think you can hit and just leave like that?" He's like, "What do you want from me?" And she has a Tom Brady arm. I mean, the form was beautiful. I mean, she cocked back. She's an overhead quarterback throw. Like it. I mean, I forgot who they say really threw the steak.
It was Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, the MVP of this episode. He's the good earner. He's the good earner.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi threw it. He's the one that actually threw the steak to hit Tony.
I'll be honest. This would have been a hard sell for me with like as an actor with David Chase. I'm like, man, can she throw like a wine glass and it like hit the wall or something? Almost, you know what I mean? Like this is a hard sell.
Smack that nigga in the back of his neck, man.
Bro. Slap this man with a 8-hour simmered steak, bro.
Oh, man.
And Tony, like he gives her that look like, boy, you are lucky that is not my style. Now, if that was look, but it's funny because her face shows regret immediately, where she knows, okay, I really done messed up here. But then he keeps on walking, and she thinks he's gonna like cave in, and he smiles and just leaves the steak. And then she says, "I hate you," and this is like goes back to the bipolar thing where her lows are really low, highs are really high, and she starts breaking and taking everything off the table, like losing it. Great scene. The actress that plays her just kills it, like. Seriously.
Hey, that form, I ain't gonna hold you. You was right, bro. That form was crazy, bro. She stepped in, she stepped into it and everything.
Yeah. Like, bro, yeah. That's crazy.
And Spike, you should send this film to Dak.
He needed it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
This is game tape right here. This game tape.
Especially Sunday.
That Gloria form.
Gloria need to get some better what do you call it? Plates too, man. The plate shouldn't be that brittle. You just put it on the table and it break like that.
It breaks down like that.
Yeah. Did y'all find it interesting that Tony really didn't have much concern until he talked to Chris? Like the difference in between Paulie saying he was fucked up and like, are you okay? And Chris, like, if Chris would have said we cool, I think Tony would have stayed and ate some dinner. I think it was Chris's talking about I might be having a concussion. He's like, all right, man, I'm gonna get you. It's cool.
The concussion might be the saving. That reason is the saving grace, but him actually, when they pull up and him having it, actually is because it's like, okay, maybe this guy really did rough them up. So the story is even more believable. You know what I mean? Kind of like, even though I know you're lying, it's like, okay, he got a whole hit on his head. This guy is a beret. It's kind of more believable. So that concussion might have been the saving grace. So you're right. That's a great pull. So Meadow goes to spy on Jackie to see what's up. I think we just get
waste of gas, by the way.
Definitely
waste of gas. If I'm the homegirl that drove you over here, nah, man, there's got to be some action or something. I ain't drive you over here just for you to yell at this nigga and bounce.
Right. And he's at a spot that she knows. Like, where is this spot? Like, this is Dino's place, or
Yeah, it's probably she probably done did. She done been up there.
Yeah, been there with him
even,
before.
yeah, he ain't even smart enough to like switch up the. Tony goes to juniors. It's good to see Uncle
Real
Junior,
quick
man.
before you move it, real quick before you move from that.
Mm-hmm.
I took this as a read on how Tony would have been with Dr. Melfi and Meadow being Melfi and that blonde chick being Carmella and how they ended up together. I feel like if Tony had been courting Melfi at the age that Jackie is, I feel like that's a slight correlation that they show in the show. Because you get this other chick who Jackie walks out with, blonde hair, loud, reminds you a little bit of Carmella. I won't say Carmella with the not necessarily the personality, just the look more so. But it kind of goes to show, or maybe they were trying to show how Tony has this admiration for women like Gloria and Melfi, but he not really that type of guy that could get those type of women. Like, he don't have the, just like Jackie, he can't bag Meadow, bro. Like, yeah. Just talked about all the dumb shit that he did. This other chick, she was impressed. She yelling at Meadow or whatever. And I know that they said that Carmella was turned on when Tony had to fight or whatnot. That's what even had them attracted. So I feel like there was a light little jab at this is Tony, and if he had been able to try to court Dr. Melfi back in the day or Gloria, this is how it would have went.
That's fire. I mean, that's fire. I love that because that's why The Sopranos never really has to do a prequel, because there's like these prequel things working within the story of, like, if you want to imagine Tony as when he was younger, look at AJ, you know what I'm saying? Like,
or Jackie,
or Jackie.
Because like, you got to think, Jackie comes from a strong family. Tony came from a strong family. They probably grew up similar, had similar like stuff. So I just felt like that's what they said. No,
that's a great pull. I like that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Tony goes to see Junior. Man, I am so happy to see Junior. Like, I don't know, it's like it's so much that happened this season. You start to realize like you're not seeing the same characters in a cycle. Like it feels like, you know, I feel like we ain't seen Junior really since Another Toothpick. You know, that's how it feels at least, you know, but so I'm so glad to see Junior here, even for a brief moment, you know. Then we go moments not seeing Chris for, you know, episodes, but he goes over there, and I guess Bobby Bacala, he has some hunting experience. I guess this is a trait of his. And Junior's always awake because of the cancer and everything, but you know he's chilling. He's making some tea. Tony pulls out the bourbon. Bobby Bacala walks in with his camo gear, and Tony is dying laughing at it. This is no big reveal here, but unless you're a new fan of Sopranos, new watcher of it, but the real story is he Steve Sharippa came in with a dildo, and that is what James Gandolfini is actually laughing at. Is him walking in with a dildo, which is it's something about I wish I would have really seen it, just because it feels like now. Not like that. Not like that. All right. Take it easy. Take it easy. I see. Look what this guy's trying to do. Look,
I'm done taking it easy.
I'm done taking it easy. That was great, Spike.
I like that. That's fire. No, I'm done taking it easy. That's fire. Look at Spike with that rapid fire right there. That's cool. Now I'm done taking it easy.
My man Spike is a professional, man.
Yeah, he killed that bar. That was a bar. I'm done taking it easy. But I mean, I just say that because once you know the real story, to me, it downplays what happened, because then you look at his outfit and you're like, it's really not funny to me.
No, it is though, man.
No, his laugh is funny, but the
it's
outfit
funny
is
because,
not funny
like,
to me.
I think it fits into Bobby's whole persona on the show. Like, they kind of look at him as a joke. We know he ain't got no body yet. I don't know if they have mentioned that yet, but he a part of this thing, but he really ain't. You know what I'm saying? His dad was a legend, so he's kind of the butt of the joke sometimes. And if you hit Junior up and you're like, hey, man, me and Bobby, I need Bobby to go out to the woods with me or whatnot, and you see what Tony got on, and Bobby walk in like that, it fits. It fits the whole narrative of the show and what they think about Bobby. I thought the fit was funny. He was prepared too, but it was funny to me.
Yeah. Tony did say that he's going to go change because Uncle Junior smelled the steak on him, which is very funny, and it's a smart move, because if you come home and you smell like steak, it's about to be a problem. I mean, I guess he could get it off, say one of the guys made it, but he already lied, said he had a late lunch, so I guess he can't really smell like steak. But it's a good play for him to change his clothes. What do you think? You think the fit was funny to you, Rich? Or I mean,
it was. I mean, it was Bobby, man. It's just a Bobby moment. It does put some emphasis if you know that story as to why Tony was getting so weak, or James Gandolfini. But yeah, I could see it, man. Middle of the night, because we gangsters, man. I wouldn't expect him to be having a hunting background. Not only having a hunting background, but you got the full fit.
Yeah,
you look like Elmer Fudd out this bitch. Like, I wasn't expecting that from you, Bob. And I think it's something humorous about. We've been saying it all episode. Tony still doesn't even understand how all of this has even happened. I don't even know what the severity of the situation, except for it's to the point where these niggas freezing, they starving, and Chris might have a concussion. So we don't even know what we're walking into, and Bobby just prepared for whatever. Like I'm glad that you're here with me, to help me navigate this bullshit.
Yeah. Meadow pretty much catches Jackie, and he's down bad, and the little dorm mate is like talking. She about it, like talking trash to. We're led to believe she's a hooker. Is that what we're supposed to? The lady that's with. I don't know. I don't know what that. Who knows? She definitely got the hair that looks like that type of business, but who knows?
It's that Jersey, the women in Goodfellas, man. The ones that old girl, the one Henry was cheating with, like her friends when she was showing around her spot and stuff. That's that style, man. It's that. That's who they kind of attract to.
That kind of aura. Okay.
What?
What? That kind of aura?
Oh, I thought you said that kind of whore.
Oh.
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, that kind of whore. That would be crazy.
For one, she was a whore.
Yeah, that's for one. For two, she was a whore. Like, yeah.
It was the coke. It was the coke.
It was the coke, man. Oh my gosh. That's pretty much it. He's like, "Are you crazy? That's Tony Soprano's daughter." No, are you crazy? That's Tony Soprano's daughter. Like, you talking to her, the lady. No, you're crazy. That's Tony's daughter. Like, but he's so dumb. Like, at this point, I'm definitely done. Like, he's taking such a downward spiral that it's like ridiculously like can't get right at that point. That's his nickname. So, but Bobby and Tony, they have the car ride. This is the first time we see them building a bond, I believe. We never really get this. This is a great seed planted. I'd imagine this scene brought some joy to you, Spike. This is your guy, Big Bobby. You like this scene? Or?
Yeah, I like this. Okay. Let Tony know where Junior stand, because they don't really get to, I'm sure they don't sit down and talk about their emotions. I like that Bobby is sharing that with him, and it means something to Tony.
Yeah. He sometimes wishes Uncle Junior was his uncle. Anything else you want to add to that, Rick? Or that's pretty much it. Just them kind of having a moment of transparency, and Tony,
Yeah, you start seeing a lot more of this. I love to see the relationship that Tony. That's one of my favorite duos throughout the show, especially when you look at the timeline of where it started. Get off my car before you flip it over, you fat fuck, to having real moments of,
yeah.
Sorry about laughing at you earlier, because Tony saw right away the bond. He just lost his dad. You talk, you're telling me right now, opening up, you and your dad were into this. Like, you know what? This is something serious to you. I'm really thankful that you're here. You are available in the middle of the night to come help me in these woods. Because we're not just going down the street. Like, we got to take a road trip. This is about 6 hours round trip when it's all said and done, if not longer. So it's hard for somebody with a wife and kids at home to just get up in the middle of the night on that, especially when you always busting my balls and shit.
Yeah.
So the fact that Tony opened up on some human level, and I think episode 1 of season 4, we get more of that. There's a moment where they at the diner.
Yeah.
And they eat, and Tony got the steak and the curly fries and all that stuff. Like, just those Bobby and Tony moments start to build up, and I appreciate them a lot.
That's really good. It reminds me of the Martin scene when they was at the cabin. Daryl, I'm sorry. The first time I saw you, I told you to sit your dumb ass down. But that wasn't right. That wasn't right at all, man. My bad. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's funny though. That's a great comparison where it started to how's it going and whatnot. Paulie and Chris, it's 4:30 in the morning, so they've been thugging it out. Like, but Chris wakes up and Paulie has all of the carpet on him. Not only does Paulie have all the carpet on him, Paulie has eaten all of the Tic Tacs. This man is so selfish. So it's very funny where things are about to go for them two. Because I think Chris started to like finally be like, all right, bro, we about to cut this whole rank thing. This whole thing shouldn't even be happening right now. Chris says he's going for the berries and he's starving and he don't care no more. Then Tony calls and Paulie tries to pull rank on him. He's like, man, forget that, man. We both out here now. We both two dummies out here in the cold right now. Forget all that rank stuff. And we get Bobby and Tony. They finally pull up at the spot. So what did y'all think about this part of the scene, this nighttime shot?
Why would you come piss by my window, though? Like,
that was
like, bro, why you coming on piss on your side? I get what Paulie was saying with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's at a scene before next. That's the next scene. But yeah,
no,
like,
you're right. It's right here. Yeah, it's right here.
Okay. Yeah, that was my main takeaway. This nigga pissing like right outside my window, and then they go through this whole interaction thing. My question I would have for y'all: did y'all really think, because they fight, y'all think that Paulie would have killed Chris out there? You think he would have did that? Because Chris goes into that whole thing. I heard you talking to Tony. You trying to make this shit look like it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I fall off or when I nod off, you're going to choke me out so you can just have your version of the story. Y'all think Paulie's capable of that?
He's capable. I don't think he would, because if he wasn't Tony's nephew, he would have did that, I think. This is such a big mess up in the mob, I think, that, and the possibility, especially not confirming the kill. Yeah, if this wasn't Tony's nephew, yeah, he would have did that.
I could, the idea could happen just because they are a little bit delusional and the elements and all that, but it's almost like blacking out or crimes of passion. I don't think he would consciously do it. I don't think that he knows that blowback would be too big. Like Chris just can't be missing. Y'all in the middle of nowhere. There's only one answer. You can't say the Russian got him. If the Russian got him, what happened to the Russian? So they both gone, you survive. Like, this looks too funny. I don't think he really would have taken it there. But they were delirious. They were delirious. I think that's what drove into it.
Mm-hmm. And he got call receipts because I just talked to my nephew. So what happened between you couldn't find the package and now he's not here? Like, Chris is gone. So you're right. Like, the timeline definitely would have been effed up, at that point. But Chris pulls a strap on him. He's like, I'll leave you to dust. You know I can run you.
He said, I'll leave you here, nigga.
I'll leave you here. You know I can run.
You right here.
Like, bro. Man. And then, like, it's like the laugh is so perfect, bro. Like, when he got the gun on it, he just looking at him and just pausing and he's laughing at him. Like, that is such a great, haunting moment. I don't know. I'm definitely got to put that in the edit. But, yeah, he promises that he's not going to leave Paulie. Tony and Bobby, they're beeping the horn all night. And pretty much they settle in to say, hey, we just going to have to wait till morning. It's just too dark to find them. And that's pretty much that part of the scene. Meadow is this the nurse's office on campus, I'm imagining? Or is this, okay. Caitlin comes, I don't know this actress name, but she plays in a few of Tyler Perry's films, The Nurse. She definitely does her thing. She's pretty good. But Caitlin comes to
what she do that was good.
I'm not saying the films. I'm talking about her as an actress.
No, I thought you were talking about in this scene. I'm like, can't do shit, but
not in this scene. No,
I'm all right, my bad. I misinterpreted what you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think the have and the have-nots. I think she's had some moments there that she did pretty good.
I would never watch that in my life.
Yeah, that was it was a different show then. But there's people out there that watch soap operas.
I saw everything, man. Mo, you my dog. I saw everything.
Oh, here we go.
Ain't nobody like you, Mo. Ain't nobody like you.
See, when y'all say that is not a compliment.
I promise it's a compliment. I mean that I mean that with so much love, man.
That's the equivalent of the mob saying you look good. Like that is what that is exactly what they say you look good. They don't mean that. Nah, but
you funny.
But yeah, Caitlin comes to. It's good to see Caitlin for a brief moment. I don't think we see her. I don't know. I don't even remember if we see her after this or not. But Caitlin comes to check in. Yeah, nobody cares. We can kind of go past the scene. But Caitlin comes to check on Meadow, and pretty much she's doing that weird crying thing, which is definitely very Tony-esque. Like, it's clear as day. He ain't nothing, but you're trying to defend him while you want to be mad at it. Meadow just has that weird emotion thing. Like, I told you, it's like I don't know how they wrote it. It's always weird. She's crying, but not for the right thing. Like when Tony got locked up, it's my graduation, and then you go upstairs and she's like, "No, forget my friends. If they don't like my father doing this, it's like, what are you?" Her, I don't understand her at moments. Like she's very like, I don't know, but we can skip over that scene. Nobody cares.
That's like trying to understand. Never mind. Let me stop. Go, keep going.
Oh, he about to
go. Keep going. Keep going.
He's on fire.
Nah, man, I gotta chill, man.
All right. Look, he ready to pod now. Chris and Paulie, it's the morning. Paulie gets creative. He takes some of that carpet, ties it on his foot as a shoe. And Paulie says that he ain't stopping till he hits cement. And I felt that, boy. Like he's like, bro, I don't care where we end up. I am not stopping. I've been there. But Paulie literally loses his shoe like in the first 5 minutes. And he gets mad and shoots at the cloth. And when he does that, that is the immediate sign for Tony and Big Bobby to hear where they're at. And then this part feels like some kind of like dun 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 dun, like slow-mo run look, you know. And so they end up catching up with him.
Hey, I'm sorry, real quick, man.
Yeah,
one of the funniest parts of this scene when that nigga put the head carpet on his foot. Nigga Chris like Bruno Magli over here. Bruno Magli like an Italian, like make clothes and shoes and all that. That shit just for some reason Chris looks so impressed. Like, oh, Bruno Magli over here.
Like, bro, we're freezing and you still getting a joke off. It's hilarious. Like
oh man, cause man, he probably thinking like that's pretty. You took a carpet and really made a shoe out of it because you said, "Fuck this, I'm leaving. I don't care what I got to do. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I felt it, man. It's like, bro, I ain't stopping until I hit cement. Like, but they catch up with they pretty much catch up with Tony, Bobby. They get in the whip, and Paulie tells the story. Tony looks back at Chris. Chris kind of nods, like, "Yeah, that's what happened." They murking those sandwiches, and then he said, "Paulie, I asked you to do one thing." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I know I messed up T." And so they asked, like, "What do you want to do? Do y'all want to look for him?" And he leaves it up to the capo, and Paulie says, "Forget it." He said, "If he comes back, it's your problem." They ride off. What do y'all gather from this whole sequence right here?
Hey, man, hold on, man. Nigga Paulie was finna hit the fuck up, man. And that shit came unstrapped. That nigga pulled that shit out, threw it, pulled the gun out. You know how bad you gotta be to pull your gun out and start shooting at something that's no threat to you.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I love Tony's reaction when they finally find him. Tony like, what were you shooting at? What the fuck was that you was shooting at?
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit's hilarious.
Oh man.
I know that car felt good as hell when they hopped in that heat.
Well, I know they was
man.
Thanks.
The sandwiches probably was hidden. It could have been a bologna sandwich, bro. We murking it. You know what I mean? Like,
what the fuck you shooting at? Nothing. Never mind.
Right. Yeah. It's funny though how Paulie's playing a different tune now that he's in front of Tony. You know what I mean? You know, now you ain't talking. You know, conditions is given, but. Anyways, it's still funny because the as we move on to the last scene, the mayonnaise, like it's still kind of the kid thing. I feel like Paulie's feeling Tony treating him like I never picked that up until this time. It was like mayonnaise. It's like this kind of like
Tony was so irritated.
Yeah, like he's like, you still treating me like a kid, you know what I mean? In some kind of respects or whatnot. But they pretty much drive off, and Paulie got that angry look, and he's looking out the window. And of course, Paulie doesn't take no accountability. You know, we're gonna see that later with a scene with him and Silvio, like how quickly it's your fault and you still don't accept it. So he definitely ain't taking the L. He's just playing the game. Our last scene, Tony's with Melfi. Tony says, "Why does everything have to be so hard?" He tries to do the right thing by his family, and I guess in Tony's own weird way, maybe he is trying to in his own twisted mafioso way. And then Melfi tells him basically, you have a type. Have you noticed a pattern with these women? And Tony plays dumb like he don't know, which we obviously know she's talking about Livia. What did y'all gather from this very last scene of the episode?
I was gonna go back real quick.
Okay.
So we didn't really talk about Tony leaving that decision about what to do with the Russian in Paulie's hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like, you know, this is you're a captain. What you want to do about it? fuck it, let's go home. All right, cool. Let's just get this clear right now. Right now, while everybody in this car, all four of us can hear this. If anything happens and this dude pops his head back up, this is on you. You the one meeting with Slava. You the one paying the price because you're the one that got us in this bullshit. All right, as long as you wanted that understanding, we can go home. All right, I just love that aspect because most times when you the boss, this is the job and the job ain't done until it's done. Shout out to Kobe, man. His job finished. All right, job not done.
Yeah.
Job ain't done. Tony was really like, you know what? The job ain't done, but as long as you say it's on you if it comes back, then I'm cool with that. And this is the Seinfeld moment, of course. All I asked you to do was pick up the money, Paulie. Did you do that? Did you do that? The money was in the car. All of that, and the money was in the car that ain't even here no more. So you really, this was really the definition of a dummy mission.
Yeah.
That's just hilarious to me, man. But as far as Melfi goes, I mean, it's just more the same with Tony. Him trying to, him knowing that even though he still got issues with Gloria, calling her a lunatic, he's not gonna stop fucking with her. It's not gonna take much for her to get back in his good graces. And I think that's what Dr. Melfi sees too. Like you choose to see things however you want to see it. So this is, I know how this story is going to end. I know more information about Gloria than I can even tell you. So I really want you to be careful with this whole situation. But fuck it, you're gonna do what you want to do, Tony.
Yeah, same. You're gonna do what you want to do. I feel like that she was trying to guide him in that direction of making it like it was his mother or whatnot, but he wasn't trying to go there. So yeah.
Do y'all think that they kind of dropped the ball, ending it right there instead of just leaving it on the car ride?
I think that that's an interesting point. I think they wanted us to get tied back into the real world, and leave it with a real issue. Because nothing in that episode. I mean, I guess first time watching it, you would probably think like, all right, we're gonna find out what happens to this Russian in the next couple episodes. And for those of you just now watching or first time viewers, that's over. It's over. Like that's it. It just never gets answered.
Yeah.
So I think that was maybe intentional to let you know, like, we're back to Tony, his life, this world. Like he doesn't even mention, because we've heard Tony this season talk about his business in a different way, to Melfi. He doesn't even bring that whole thing up. That's something normally Tony would bring up. Like, I'm so fucking irritated, man. Let me tell you about my day because the people that work for me were on bullshit all day. It was in a real situation. But he just goes straight to Gloria because that's the most pressing thing in his life. That shit's already over. So I think it might have been like a call to that. Like, all right, we're back to the Sopranos. Like this field trip is done. Back to the real shit.
So
you feel so you think that was cool that they added it on the end?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because I think if you leave it in the car, I think everybody's thinking like next week we're gonna have to find what happens to the Russian next week. It would have taken out everything. I mean, maybe not because next week is a hell of an episode. But I think if you leave this week, that's all people are talking about, the Russian. What happened? And I think it's a pleasant surprise to have a tremendous episode while still not getting that question answered. And then realizing over time, you're never going to get that question answered.
Good, great synopsis.
Yeah. Before we get into our rankings of closing this episode, I do disagree. I think it's the heavy climactic and like when you get finished, it's like, oh, this is it. Like, oh, okay. Like, because they could have started the next episode with that. That would have been a great first opening scene. You ever notice a pattern between these? Like, that would have been, I just think it was just like, you know what I mean?
I can see that.
That's a great opening, not a close, but that's Sopranos. They're going to always throw you off. So the legend is still there. But nonetheless, before we get out of here, we got to leave y'all with some rankings, man. I don't think it's that hard to figure it out, but for the sake of our show format, Spike, how do you rank this episode?
This is a made episode, 100%.
Easy.
Yeah, let's not overthink this, everyone. This is a made episode.
Made episode.
Do I need to get into specifics?
Well, I think we gave him 2 hours worth.
We just did
2 hours of specifics. Yeah, this is a great episode. It's one of the ones that you mentioned when you talk about this series.
Yes. Okay, let's make it more interesting. Who gets the Good Earner Award for you, Spike?
And it got to be what's the Russian name?
Valerie.
What's his name? Valerie got to be it, man. He the good earner. He a dog. We ain't address it throughout the show, but he's a dog.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Valerie is a dog, bro.
Yeah.
Rich, what about you, man?
Valerie, that was it. That was my choice, man. We didn't talk about it in detail, so it's funny you just said that, Spike. That scene when he got off, like when he ran off after he hit Chris, like the fact that he's in the snow, like Paulie makes a comment about, you know, bad day to wear your pajamas, and like, oh, you think this bothered me? Like this is warm to me. Like I'm that nigga. Fuck y'all talking about? Like he stunned the whole time. Like he's good. He's the good earner. The fact that you took a headshot and nobody knows where you are, and kept going. Like we see him get up. We saw the headshot.
Yeah,
they made that very clear. He was a good earner, man. I don't even know how he got out of this.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go Bobby Bacala, man. I'm gonna go left field here, just because if anybody else went out there looking for him, it would have took them tremendously longer. Bobby Bacala knew immediately how to find them, and it earned him crazy points with Tony. You know what I mean? Not just Uncle Junior now. Now he's got a real relationship. Now Tony's not looking at him like Junior's man anymore or anything. Now he's not looking at him like he was in the season 2, like you said. So I'll definitely go Bobby Bacala. There was an opportunity that really worked out, and he was the guy to call for something like this. So definitely. Spike, who gets the broken balls?
Jackie Jr. Loser. Ooh. Like from the fucking game spellings to just getting caught, the terrible lies, like Jackie Jr.
Yeah, I get that. Rich.
Man, I'm gonna go with Meadow. I'm gonna go with Meadow. I almost went with Gloria, but I think Gloria's a little bit more compliant in her life decisions and choices. I'll give it to Meadow just because she can't catch a break. You sick. You think you in something real. Somebody you known forever, and that's the biggest difference between Jackie and Noah. Like we cool. Like we got history. At the very least, you gotta keep it a buck with me. Like you knew the ramifications going into this. If you didn't want to do this, that's cool. You could have said that. But you can't do the basic, simple stuff. You can't be with me if to play Scrabble while I'm sick. Like those are the mundane things that you have to do as a partner, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it sometimes. And Jackie was like, nah, fuck this. I'm about to run the streets. Like I'm cool. Yeah. So the fact that she just can't keep a partner in her life, and they always find a reason to get out on her, man. And she got to drive in the, not the snow, but drive in the cold while she's sick, see him cheating with her own 2 eyes. She had a rough episode, man.
Yeah. Low hanging fruit here, but somebody got to do it. It's Paulie and Chris. The pairing got to do it. Like it's clear as day. Like y'all suffered for unnecessarily. You know what I mean? It's really Paulie, but since Chris was a bystander to being connected, it's both of them. Because Chris got whacked in the head, like on some like whack-a-mole type, like you know what I mean. So definitely, I'll
say it's Chris more than Paulie. Because Chris is the one that's really not compliant. Yeah, like he had nothing to. Like I told, and when you dropped the remote, I told you, Paulie, come on, bro. Like you own some bullshit, and you rarely see them check each other in front of company. Yeah, like come on, Paulie. Like I really got dragged in. I wanted to pick up this money and go about my business, man.
Right. But Chris is gonna Chris gonna be Tony nephew, but Paulie really looks, you'll be dumb forever in the words of Ralph. Lastly, before we get out of here, what is your favorite moment from this episode? Spike Lou.
It's easily when they find a van and he tight when he go on that diatribe, like I shouldn't even fucking be here. Like fuck dropping the remote, fuck all of that. Nigga still got the sniffles and I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere now. Bro. That's easily one of my favorite scenes of the whole series.
Yeah. Okay. Rich, what about you? What's your favorite moment?
Me and Spike, the same dude, man. I said it when we were recording. This is my favorite part of the episode. It's when that frustration just boiled over and you just stop. Your filter is gone. You don't care. All of that done. I don't give a fuck who listening. Fuck them. Like I'm sick of this shit. Fuck them. Fuck this thing of ours. Fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's some bullshit. I might die out here. Like y'all got me fucked up. Yeah. Like, between that, because that same scene went with the Tony phone call. Like I'm done. I'm fucking done keeping it easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was done, man. I love that. That's when you reach that point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Tony with the family moment. Because it's like you can, like the fact that you can sense him counting the minutes of trying to get out of there without saying it, and there's no real way to like do that without, you know, normally people would have them like thinking out loud, you hear a voiceover, but like, you know, he's counting the minutes, but he can't quite leave yet. That's definitely probably my favorite moment. So I'll put that here. We're getting out of here, but here's another last jewel of the episode for y'all. That was in our group of names. This podcast was almost called Pod Barrens. So just for those that are deep into our origin of Good Earners, this podcast at once could have been called Pod Barrens because of the heaviness of this show, but it didn't get called that. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there for y'all. But yeah, this is another episode of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. We have many more things going on. Y'all can check that out in our description on YouTube as well as Instagram, GoodEarnerPod_Sopranos. Email us, GoodEarnerPod@gmail.com. Like I said, subscribe on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all of those good things, man. We're doing some dope things. We got some things we want to work out with Patreon. So y'all just stay tuned. Some mob movies, some merch. We got a whole bunch of things we want to work on, but we definitely need y'all support to get to that place. We thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, don't forget about it.